Villainous beats, villainous beats, villainous beats. Villainous beats, villainous beats, villainous.
In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. Imagine that, a future that's super black. Long as your skin brown, your superpowers intact. What would your powers be? Just hope it ain't super whack. Spatial manipulation, create a portal that's black. Maybe just super speed, time travel to run it back. Or cheat manipulation to keep my spirit intact. As I encounter evils the world face, demons the world makes, I needed the world at stake. Rest in peace to Chadwick, they killed all the Black Panthers. Told us white lies, I still marvel at black answers. Suits in DC, pray it lead to a civil war. It ain't no Justice League, what's the need to be civil for? Propelled like the juggernaut, it's clear ain't no stopping this. The world in grave danger, who can stop the apocalypse? They killed all the heroes, the new ones don't really care. But if you need me, put your fist up in the air. Yeah, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is super black. In the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Flying high, I emerge through the flames. Have no fear, I'm here, so stand back. Melanin activate, the name is Super Black.
Yo, what's happening? It's another episode of Blerd's Eye View. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Before we get into our main topic and, of course, the Blerd news, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you are checking this out on YouTube, hit that notification bell and subscribe. Show some love. You'll check out Fury's reacts and reviews that you can only find on YouTube. You can also check us out anywhere you listen to your podcasts, including iHeartRadio, Opulence on the Opulence Radio app, Google, and Apple Podcasts as well. Let's get it started. Let's get Kira in the building. What's going on, Kira?
Well, hello.
Oh, we got Apothecary Kira.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's the villains. It's the villain season, so I figured I'd dress the part.
It's going to be a party.
Mm.
We got a special guest with us tonight. We got Will Buchanan. What's going on, Will?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Black Fox, what's happening?
Not much. I do see Apothecary Kira is with us.
Yes,
and with the Slytherin and the wine. I just feel like I'm just here, just be a fly on the wall right now.
Enjoy yourself, sir.
Oh,
sit back and relax.
It's going to be something. It's going to be something amazing. How's everybody's Tuesday been going? How's the past week been going since the last time?
Oh, fine.
As she says in such a Slytherin manner.
Fine. It's completely
I was gonna go with that meme of what's that dog that's at that table where there's a fire all around him. He's pouring cups. This is fine.
This is fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's totally fine. It's just wonderful.
Everything's burned down, but we're okay.
I'm not doing a review today. I'm thinking about doing it for Thursday. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I checked out Wednesday.
Oh,
yeah.
Do tell.
I like.
okay.
I like.
All right.
Jenna Ortega's been putting in work lately, and I haven't been upset in one thing she's been in yet. And there's one particular scene she does where I'm just like, yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board.
I now have a reason to watch it. Cool.
Yeah. You know, it's that scene, and I actually sent an article today because Gwendolyn Christie's also in the show, who you know is Brienne of Tarth, and she actually said in an article that this was probably the first time she was able to feel and look beautiful on screen, and it says volumes. That says a lot, because we know that on Game of Thrones that she was made to look unattractive.
Yeah.
So, but
I thought
she's very statuesque and very attractive. I'm like, wow, like I haven't seen her in anything else like outside of Game of Thrones.
You didn't watch Sandman?
Yeah, I seen her Sandman. Like she looked amazing in Sandman.
That's why I'm like, wait, really? This is it?
It's funny you mentioned it.
In Sandman, in his defense, in Sandman, she was supposed to look not look attractive, but more like demonic and fearsome and overbrooding. She didn't really have a beauty.
She slayed that. She slayed that. She killed that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. She killed the role, but just looks
I thought
wise,
she was gorgeous in that role.
Yeah.
I mean, Slytherin, whatever. But I really thought that she was pretty. Like she was formidable looking, but she wasn't scary. You know what I mean? Like, like in my mind, the devil's not supposed to be scary. You're not supposed to be scared of the devil. You're supposed to be Mephisto,
ladies and gentlemen.
Don't fear the Reaper. Don't fear the Reaper.
But yeah, I mean, I've seen her at these premieres, and I'm like, she looks amazing. I've seen her at premieres and awards, and she looks absolutely amazing. So, I get what she was saying. It says a lot. It says that she wants to come out of that. I guess being cornered in that shell, I mean, because she stands for a certain group of women who normally do not get the chance to be like that, to exude that kind of beauty. So yeah, I commend her for standing up for that. So, but yeah, I got a chance to check that out. I was really impressed. I have some thoughts. They're not bad. They're not all good. Yes. I like some of the direction where some of the stuff was going. Like I said, Jenna Ortega did me no wrong. I'll do a review. I'll do a review later. I don't want to give it to it now. But yeah, and I also do a review on Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That was fun.
That was not. I did not need that tearjerker on a Monday.
Oh my god!
I did not need that tearjerker on a Monday.
I didn't finish it. I have to finish it.
Oh, I'm okay. You'll be disappointed.
Fun. It's James Gunn. It's just, it's everything. It's everything. And I'm just like, I looked at my wife. I told her, I was like, you need to watch this. You need to watch this.
Can
it's
I
45 minutes.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Okay. Did we know about that connection between Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I thought like, all right, I know I watched everything twice. When did this happen?
Nope.
Who's
that was
It was
literally the most subtle. It was the most subtle. This is why I love James Gunn, but at the same time I hate James Gunn because at the same time he's like, you guys do realize I dangled this in front of you on volume 2 and you didn't pay attention, and then you watch it and it's like and that's why I say it's subtle. It's small when it happens because you see
he's done it.
If you go back, you see literally Mantis is about to say something. And just as she's about to say something, that happens. And it's like,
okay.
Oh, so it's not the fact we're going to find out about Ego. It's the fact that she was about to sit there and say that. So,
okay.
That's why I say
I remember that scene.
He's very good. And I've noticed what I'm noticing about his style of storytelling. When he does something like that, he's very good with the callback.
Oh.
Because watching the Suicide Squad and then watching Peacemaker, and then you turn around and say, wait, I need to go back and watch the Suicide Squad again, which was on last night, and I checked it out.
Yeah.
And it makes you look at scenes completely different. That scene when they're on the bus and that's Deadshot's, or what's the name? Bloodsport. He's talking about, he's telling Ratcatcher 2 like why he doesn't like rats, and he's going through this whole backstory. And you're looking at Peacemaker, and at first it seems like he's being an ass and smirking and everything. And then you see Peacemaker, the show, and realize, oh, you weren't being an ass.
No,
you was basically being, you was like, his story is my story. So it's that's why I hate about that's like going back to Suicide Squad when when Amanda Waller was talking about him, it's like, wait a minute. He's basically me. He goes, no, I'm better than you. He's like, what? And it's like, I hate those, like you said, it's those little things he puts in there when you put Bloodsport and Peacemaker together is realize you guys really have the same story, but yet you come from different backgrounds.
That's all it is. It's like you both have this wall up, and then like, oh my God. Great callback. So and I'm just looking at James Gunn like, I'm watching you. I'm good with that. We got another special guest in the building because I was like, I knew you couldn't sit this one out. Nix.
Hey.
I knew you couldn't sit this one out. I knew it.
Yeah. Hello.
I tried.
Never.
I tried.
How?
But
you must have come to our
I am truly the dark side. I can't.
And here's Will.
But when I heard the topic and I see that we have my Slytherin brethren joining us this evening,
we run in packs.
Oh.
There's never just one. There's one, there's another. There's an
and with the title of the show, me trying to pitch this to BlerdCon, why would I not?
I'm telling you, do it.
Please. Dude, look, wait, I'm almost wait, wrong way. I'm almost ready. I got a whole getup. I got makeup. I got everything's ready to go.
I'm thinking about the time of year it is, and I'm like, do I really want to wear a suit?
In July?
In July.
Ooh. In the South?
In the South.
Oh God, properly? No.
I'm like, how well? Or like, I don't want to do layers. I'm like, how do I make this happen? So
you better come through with a rag like a Southern Baptist preacher. Just you better come through with just fan yourself.
A little dabadoo.
Keep dabbing.
Ooh,
got the pocket square and keep dabbing. Oh my God. Before we get into it though, we got a little bit of Blerd news, so we're gonna get right into it. So there is rumors, and this is something that I kind of figured would happen because I know this just could not be a one-off. But there's rumors running around that we may not be done with Ultron. I don't think we're done with him. I mean, let's think about it.
Oh, that would be.
Let's think about it. Let's think about it.
Oh, that would be lovely.
He's AI. There is no way a group of humans was able to completely stop him without him implanting himself somewhere. And if we notice, like I think it's in Spider-Man Homecoming, is it Homecoming? When did we get damage control? We got damage control. Yeah, Homecoming.
Yeah,
No.
Homecoming. Homecoming.
Yeah.
We got,
Homecoming,
and they actually have an Ultron head.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get Director Hayward in WandaVision?
Yeah.
Because Sword was experimenting.
With it. Yep.
But wait, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Yeah. What's going on, G Black? It is, in knowing humans, they can't help but to meddle. I can't say that he's not going to show up. I want him to show up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He should be. He should always be the problem. He should always be the problem.
That's how it was in the comics. Ultron was on their bumpers like at least 4 out of 5 arcs.
Right.
And then he just like, I'm gonna stay back a little bit longer and hit them when they don't expect it. So
yeah.
Let me run this algorithm really quick. I know they're gonna fuck up at some point. Let me see when that's more than likely to happen.
Right.
Like they can't handle Twitter. Why would I expect them to handle anything else?
Yeah.
Shout out
to James
Spader. Oh my god.
I didn't think I knew
strings on me.
That was a great casting call to make him the voice of Ultron. That was great.
I'm like, he's very. It's the villain season. This is the age-old way of having a villain who's very calm in his directive, but threatening in the same exact way. And it makes you wonder.
But if you think about it, all great villains are storytellers. I mean, that's how they get it. They're all great storytellers.
They really are, aren't they? They have the best. We have some designs some behind the scenes look of what we would have gotten if Sam Raimi did Spider-Man 4 with John Malkovich as the Vulture.
Nah. Ooh, bitch, come through.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, I dig the look for the Silver Age, but
not.
I think that was just a picture just to grab, but I don't know if that was the look they were going for. But maybe.
The costume, yes. The actor.
John Malkovich as Vulture. It would be.
He's got the look. He's got the look.
Yeah, but that would be like more old man Vulture though. It wouldn't be like. It wouldn't be old like what Michael Keaton gave us.
Yeah, it will be old man Vulture. Because I mean, let's face it, you see Michael Keaton and you're just like, yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
Even G Black said it. I'll take Keaton. Yep.
I mean, I hear
you're not gonna knock down Keaton at all. You're just like, I'll take him.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good Vulture, but I hear I'm Batman every 5 seconds. Just every time he talks, I just hear it.
Yeah.
But it's not Batman like Beetlejuice.
I mean, he did come to Kent University and give like a speech and literally walked off saying those last 2 lines. It's just like, how can you not? So
that's true.
So Marvel and Company are going for all the stars, and they've decided they've put in every category for the Oscars, including
Shut the fuck up.
Nice.
They're going for it all.
They better.
They pretty much said, "Oh, we're walking away
with something."
The mouse is coming for all awards at this point.
It was just like he's probably gonna be backstage and be like, you owe me a movie. You're not done with your contract. So y'all better get it together.
Y'all better run this. Y'all better act like you're not brand new.
Kevin
get paid.
Feige is coming to get interest. Basically, he's
what's up with Dale? Yeah, the wings do look fly. He said he's coming for interest. Feige, he was just like, hey up. He wears a hat. It's almost villainous. You see the theme going on here.
Mhm.
Oh Lord.
That's what he does. Every
Oh,
time a
boy.
movie gets promoted, it's a different hat. It's almost to the point where I just want to see him come up with a blank hat and just mess with people. Just put a date on there that says 2024 and just walk off. And then you're gonna have a whole bunch of YouTube reviewers going, they're gonna be analyzing his hat from 6 different directions. What does this 4 mean? What does this 2 mean? It's like, it's a blank hat with a year on it.
He would really fuck people up if he wore a Malcolm X hat, but the X is something like, ooh, I mean, does he mean like something
Boy,
militant, or does he
you
mean
gonna get that man
X-Men? What does he
fired.
mean?
You can't
You know
do
what?
that. You gonna get him fired.
I can see that. If he did that, that would be a fire. That would be a warning shot. That would be
What does he mean? Does he mean?
Ooh, if he did an
Like, are the
X-Men, if he
mutants
did a
here,
Malcolm
or
X, if he did a Malcolm X hat with Giancarlo Esposito somewhere in the mix in there.
Is Kevin Feige trying to tell that Denzel Washington is going to be in the new X-Men movie?
I'm just saying.
I get it. It's Mephisto all over again,
right?
It's Mephisto all over again.
Oh
And I'm
God.
here I'm here for it.
There's some pictures running around online, and I have to give credit where it's due. His name is Sean Harrison. All right, but these pictures looked so freaking real. Let's hold on. It was that Wendell. No, yeah. He says they're gonna say Feige's anti-Semitic. Yeah, they would try it too. But these things been going around like wildfire. Like, they look so real. But shout out to Sean Harrison for creating this.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks good. Like, how are you going to turn that down as an idea?
I mean, he had it all. This Bashanga, the first Black Panther. So here was some of the shots he had. He had some of these shots, and they looked so real. Real actors, real singers. He created it with AI.
That is beautiful.
I was like, I didn't get any word about this. When is this happening?
You had to go back and go look a couple times. Like,
I had to dig somewhere. Thankfully, in his post, he had this whole thing created. He had a whole backstory created. It was supposed to be a Disney series, it's musical numbers, and I'm like, I need this. I need this. I need all of this.
Nice.
Like, these were gorgeous. How can I literally thought, like, there's no way. There is no way.
Yeah, with my news sources, I pride myself in getting the most accurate news sources ever. So immediately when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is fake. But at the same time, I was like,
but can it be real? Could you?
I never wanted something to be more real in my life. I'm like, yo,
I can sit there and say is, if this is his job application to Disney, I think he got hired.
Boy,
yeah, this looks.
That's all I can sit there and say.
He got hired. Email exchanges, absolutely.
God damn, that's.
He said Kugler did something to do. I'm like, look, somebody get on the horn and get
like
this.
Call is full. He ain't working right now. Y'all can reach him. Holy shit!
Look at this! Look at this!
This man really did put the detail, the contour, the visual. I'm like, bro, you didn't have a job. You got one now because Disney's lawyers are gonna be reaching out for copyrights
immediately.
Name. Absolutely.
Immediately.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw this, I'm like, this is Deadpool all over again. Like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, before we found out exactly who the artist was, I was like, this is the Deadpool all over again, where, footage got released. We saw it. We wanted the movie. Now we have the movie. So it's like, which at first I was thinking to myself, okay, they wouldn't do some Black Panther. Anything Black Panther related is already gonna make money. I mean, look at Wakanda Forever. It's already grossing right now. It's almost close to $500 million. I want to say we're about the 400 million mark.
Is it 566 or 567 or is it 667? It's one of those two.
It's one of the two. Yeah.
I think I saw 667.
Yeah, I knew it was over. So
yeah.
I will spot check that for you.
And then on top of that, they're saying that their other release, Strange World, stands to lose 100 million. And I'm like, well, number one, you didn't really push it.
No.
You
No,
the release timing was good and terrible. It's like
Yeah.
you
Like
put
you
that,
released that right on top of the Guardians holiday special and Wednesday. No one was
Yeah.
checking for it.
Yeah.
That's where
you got your anticipated
Ooh.
film still making numbers.
yeah.
Then you had the Guardian special dropping, and then like Nick said, you got Wednesday drop. It was like it was just not a good window.
Right. It should have been a time where nothing else was coming out. You could promote it and make your profit that way. But like you said,
If
you
nothing
put it
else,
in between two heavy hitters.
They should have learned from Warren G, because Warren G dropped his second album the same day as Life After Death. Read the room.
Read the room, right? He said the main thing that showed it was fake, though. Even every aspect is too advanced unless they are from another Earth. That's what Wendell says about that machine. It did, but I'm glad that in the post, because I have, most people don't read. They just like, share. So
it's coming out.
It's coming out, right? So they didn't. I know they didn't check. So, but I read the post, and he said, like, he like I said, he created this whole backstory. He said it was going to be a musical series. He had Tim's involved with the music and in the show, and then he says, "But this is fake. I created with the AI program. This is what I do." And I'm like, dude, you need to be in somebody's directing chair right now, like in the room, the concept art, all of it, because that looked amazing.
I would not be surprised if we see his page in the next 3 months. Say, I'm on the way to California. I have a meeting with Marvel.
He's gonna be in a blacked out SUV. Like they got me blindfolded.
They got a bag over my head. I don't know what's going on.
Right. I just want to let y'all know I'm not kidnapped. I'm safe. I just know that I'm going somewhere. That's like, bro.
I don't have any anxiety or dread of doom or anything like that. For some reason, I just know that I'm going to be okay.
Has this came out a week ago? He put that out.
Just last week.
Has he made any other posts since then?
I haven't gone to his page since then, but
good eye. Because if he hasn't, then Disney has made him sign that NDA already.
Immediately.
He's read radio silence. So do we need to do a what they call it? A welfare check?
It's a welfare check. It's a post
radio silence just now.
If the post all of a sudden disappear, then you know it's real.
Okay, so I've gone to his page. 10,000 people are already talking about this. It's the most popular thing on Facebook. He's made some like little pictures, random thoughts. What if the T'Challa sons get trapped in the quantum realm? He's talking about something else, and he just did that a day ago.
Okay, so we at least know
they were looking. He did that He posted that 3 days ago.
Okay.
Oh, he posted that 3 days ago, and it was enough. It was enough. 3 days ago, it was enough.
Somebody's talking to him. Yeah. If it ain't Disney, somebody's talking to him.
That's
right
now.
44
no contact.
Almost 45,000 shares.
Dude.
People talking about it.
Yeah. Like, even if they give it the animation treatment the way they gave What If, just fucking give it to us.
Yeah.
Like I'll be down because anything he hasn't made he's made other posts that had nothing to do with that. Like,
but imagine that being your resume though.
Yeah.
It's like how I got into Disney.
Yeah, he even said his post from 3. He's like, all right, I'm gonna need y'all to match this energy when I release my own IP that I've been working on secretly since quarantine. Somebody done called him up. Somebody done called this brother up.
Disney or Tyler Perry, take your pick.
Yeah, he's just like, we like what you do.
You in the shit now, brother.
Hope you ready.
Oh my God. So we're gonna take this quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the main topic, which is villain season.
Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights. Tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, This product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant.
How dare they put them on before me? I can't even be seen in this thing. Damn you, Richards. What the hell? Can't keep that thing on too long because I can't see worth the shit. I'm going to redesign it. That is a Doom helmet that I made a couple years ago, and I may redesign that so I can just wear my glasses on the inside of this damn thing.
Yeah.
And a small mini fan. You know how it is. So what we have here today is villain season. Everyone decides who, well, let's just say the heroes always decide who's the villain, but are they really the villain? Or are they just the anti-hero or misunderstood? So we're going to talk about a few of them because I got this gut feeling that this is going to be a multi-part situation, because who just gets rid of a villain right away? Doesn't really happen. We're going to start going down the pipe. We'll start with the ladies' favorite. Well, one of the ladies' favorite. We'll start with Loki.
Oh, yeah, he's all right.
So we know that Loki, Laufey's son, in comics, he's just mischievous. He just causes trouble. He no rhyme, no reason, doesn't care. However, his movie counterpart, played by Tom Hiddleston, is a little more complex. He's mischievous with a fault. You realize he does it for attention. Pretty much everything he's done is for attention, because as his story goes a little further in depth, you realize he knows he's been adopted. He feels like his father's been lied to him. The only one he truly cared about was his mother, and then his brother, and his father came like a close third. So at least that's what I took from it, you know. And now Loki doesn't seem all that bad of a guy. He's just like, hey, I got dealt a bad hand. Can you blame me?
You got adopted by royalty, my guy. Yeah, no, I don't feel nothing for you. However,
he got adopted because the man that adopted him killed his mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's by default. I mean, you got to keep, what is it? Keep your enemies close.
Dang, keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. Damn.
Yeah.
Your enemies close and your children in the house.
Right.
Children in the house. So we'll start with Kira. What do you think?
Are we talking strictly MCU?
Well, we can go down both lines.
MCU, I am not entertained. Great sense of style. Love his
she
color
uses
scheme.
that famous line.
However, he's not a real villain. The MCU version is not a real villain. Comic Loki, I fucks with. I like he's down for the, you know, fucking up shit just for the sake of fucking up stuff. I respect his search for chaos and mischief.
I still want to see this backstory of turning into a snake and biting Thor. They did mention that in what was it, Ragnarok?
Yeah.
It was Ragnarok. He mentioned that in. I'm like, I know that story and I want to see that story. And then you turn around on the television show Loki, you get Throg, and I'm just like, I need to see that still. So, Nix, what do you think? Comic
Loki
versus MCU.
I'll just do a blanket statement by saying Loki is definitely a misunderstood villain. Loki is definitely not an anti-hero in any means, I don't think. He's definitely done some hardcore villainous shit in the comics, and he's definitely about that action. But this MCU Loki, I mean, he's basically a clout chaser. You can't really get mad to a guy who's out here doing it for the likes. That's what
he really is doing it for the likes.
He's doing it for the likes. That's like he's a victim of, you know, circumstance. He wants to be loved, and no one's really loving him. And his father kind of shunned him. And hey, you ain't my real son. You know,
you ain't my real kid.
You know, like, you're not my dad. Like, yeah, I know, nigga, I know.
I never said I was. I'm just,
You know,
just
but
saying.
You
yeah.
hurting your feelings, not mine.
But yeah, Loki is just, you know, your standard clout chaser. It's just that he went the route of dominating New York to prove his point.
It wasn't even like it was the state. It was the city. Like, that's not. Come on, man. Do
Although,
better.
I mean, just take a look. He wanted people to kneel in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
It turned when he went to the gala, to that ball, and which was shot here in Cleveland, by the way. I still go downtown and like, yeah, that's when that car flipped over and all that stuff happened. And takes the guard's eye. Look at his face when he hears the screams of all the people there. He's just like, he's smiling. He was like, yes, all eyes are on me now.
Yeah.
You know,
Loki just wants his blue check. That's all he wants.
That's why he don't want to pay for the blue check.
Yeah.
Dang.
He's wanting the blue check. That's all it is.
Yeah,
What you think, Will?
Oh man. Oh,
You said
how can I explain Loki? You know, at first I did say Loki. Like I said, Loki was just an utter ball of chaos. I don't think he was villain or anti-villain. He pretty much marched to the beat of his own drum. And I forgot which part. No, it was actually in the Loki series where Mobius pretty much sat there and told him, says, you're not about anything except for just causing chaos. You don't want to be a king. You don't want to be ruler of all. You don't want people to worship you because at the end of the day, you don't know what you want. And that messes with you. And that was the one time Loki was just utterly quiet. It's like, he's like, how dare you analyze me and get to the truth of what I am? But I mean, like Kira said, he's basically chaos in demigod form. So is he funny? Yes. Destructive all the time. Villain? Nah.
The boys.
He's the Mad Hatter of the MCU.
Wow.
They're doing it for the blue check.
Yeah.
Once again, the blue check comes back around. So here we have, and depending on what side of the country you're on, Ra's al Ghul, or some people have been calling him Raish.
Raish for some odd reason.
Yeah, it's Ra's al Ghul. For those who are listening, it's Ra's al Ghul. Raz. It's been that way. It's always been that way. So we're gonna say Ra's al Ghul. There's no H. There's no like Bale, what were you thinking about when you said that? So we know in the comics and in the animated version, Raz was about to smoke. He was all about the smoke. He pulled no punches. He knew what he was about. He knew what he was doing. No questions asked. And he had a goal in mind. So, we'll start with you.
Oh, that dude was all the way villain. He was the villain that showed up, told you what he was going to do, challenged you, and then just waited. If that is a gentleman villain, especially when he's a gentleman villain. That is a gentleman villain. When he sat there and told Batman, "I am going to take over Gotham, and you can try to stop me," and literally just sat there and waited for him. And this is on the anime series, by the way. This is how you know it's a true villain. When you are sitting down at a table, roaring fire, glass of wine in your hand, and the Dark Knight drops down. Good evening, detective. Unfazed. The man was unfazed as Batman rolls up on him and he goes,
of course he's unfazed.
I mean, he's just,
I'm not scared of no nigga cosplaying. I'm sorry.
that's what I'm saying, though. But that's what I'm saying,
cosplaying as a bat. I'm not scared of him.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, a villain who is unfazed and still goes through with his plan and still comes back and in a very twisted way somehow gets you tied to his family through a story that I'm not going to say on the show. I'm just saying, if that doesn't give top tier villain vibes, what does? But
however, Batman is still one of the top people who has some of the worst baby mama drama. I'm just saying. Good Lord.
Wow, that's a family court you don't want to be in.
Exactly.
Wait, what court? That's
Quarter
just straight up.
owls.
That's it's just bloodbath every
The
time.
only court
y'all
that
together.
matters with them is the quarter owls, and then they
All I gotta say
probably
is,
are running that too.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Talia sitting there saying in court? So why are we here? Well,
Whoopsie.
We'll see. Right?
yeah.
Whoops.
Was he awake? Well, he kind of was.
I mean, he was breathing. You know.
Like, well, Your Honor, I didn't throw the condom away, and I showed up 12 years later, and
This is your son. Could you imagine in complete Maury fashion? Damien is your son, Bruce.
Mm.
I'm just saying, in Maury fashion, could you imagine that? Just literally Talia showing up and saying, literally and figuratively, this is your son, Bruce. I don't know this. I don't know this dude. Oh, really? You don't remember that night on the island 10 years ago? Just.
Hey, bitch,
I'm just saying.
You said I pulled out. What are you talking about?
You thought.
These
No, there are
lies.
no winners in that game. No winners.
Meanwhile, Roz is in the back seat, and I'm like, this is completely true, detective. However, you know,
I just want to see him just go checkmate. Hey, Bruce, you didn't think I get in, huh? Checkmate.
Nix, what do you think?
First of all, to run it back again, Roz is definitely not going to be afraid of a trust fund kid cosplaying as a bat with a smoker's cough. I'm sorry, he's not.
Yo,
He's not afraid of that guy.
yo,
Roz is definitely not a villain because Roz understood. He took one look at that cesspool of a city as Gotham and said, "Oh no, this shit has to go." Same energy as Ultron. He took one look at the internet and said, "Oh no, they gotta go."
Ultron did what every AI does.
Yes.
That's why I don't like AIs. Every AI comes to that very same conclusion about humans, that we have to go.
Yeah.
And that's what scares me about AIs.
He took one look at Gotham and he saw that the fact that just because you get a PhD, you got to become a fucking supervillain. No, they have to go. Because if you think about it, the education program in Gotham is horrible. If you become a PhD, you get a PhD in botany, poison ivy. You get a PhD in psychology, Harley Quinn. You get a PhD in cryotherapy. I mean, the list goes on and on. If you become a doctorate in anything, you become a supervillain. And if the education system is that fucking bad, the whole thing has to go.
Dang, I can't argue that. I got nothing for that. I got nothing.
Oh, Nix, I'm glad you brought that to the table.
Roz
I knew you had it.
Gotham was shit and it had to be flushed.
The only thing Gotham has going for it is for a 3-bedroom apartment that looks really great, by the way, is you're probably paying $350. That's about it. You're not really going
and you better
beyond
be
that.
on that island where Bruce lives because you live in the city, you fucked.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right. Yeah. Kira, what do you think? Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, no, I co-sign on all statements. Ra's is what Batman probably should be for Gotham.
What's going on, Montel?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, Ra's is doing the job, is trying to do the job that Batman won't do.
Exactly.
Ooh, cross the line he won't cross. Okay.
Ra's al Ghul is the Batman that Gotham deserves.
Exactly.
Make Gotham great.
He's literally told him, he says, look, you think you're going to stop all this? There's only one way to stop it. You got to burn it all down.
If you think
and
about
start
it,
over.
Destroy and rebuild, baby.
Destroy. And you couldn't really, you're just like, When things are breaking around as electronics, what's the first thing you do? Plug it, unplug it, shut it off, shut it back on, start over.
Why rage against the machine when you can just unplug it?
The logic. You can't argue with the logic. So
another sign of a great villain. You cannot argue with the logic.
You cannot argue with the logic. It's there. Speaking of logic, we got Zod. Now,
just so you know, I'm defending all villains tonight. So he's misunderstood as well. But go ahead.
I was like, in Zod's defense, and he even said it, I have been tasked with ensuring the survival of Krypton. And now you are stopping me.
Now, my brothers and sisters of melanated of variety. how are you gonna say a man is a villain when he's just trying to preserve his race against people who are trying to destroy it?
So was Ultron. I mean, no, Brainiac had the same idea. Brainiac had the same idea as Zod, though.
He's just like, I'm just trying to preserve our people. He kept saying it. I'm trying to preserve our people.
Zod is Malcolm X with powers. That's all it is.
Ooh.
Nice.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
Stop me when I'm lying.
Stop me when
I'm lying.
I feel like there's something wrong here. I just don't know where to go with it.
Energy, baby.
Not Malcolm X.
Zod had one goal in mind, but it was the whole enemy by necessary, which I love the Malcolm X reference as I say it. But at the same time, can we also sit there and say that his main goal also corrupted him to the point that he was willing to destroy the entire planet just to save his species, though? It's almost to the point of he would commit total genocide to save Krypton, Kryptonians.
So it becomes all power.
It's just a larger scale.
Absolutely.
I mean, Zod was literally a villain playing hero in his own mind. Like, he literally told Clark, "These people will never accept you." He says they'll never accept you. One day they're going to turn on you. Their love will turn to hatred for you, and then you will realize I am right. As he's sitting there holding the human's head and basically daring him to kill him. And telling him that you do this, they will never look at you as the hero ever again. And that was the one time in Man of Steel I actually did like that, because it did actually prove to a certain point that yes, Zod was speaking from an area of they'll never accept you, only will accept you because we're basically from the same planet as you. But at the same time, Zod did take it to such an extreme that he was willing to destroy others just to save his own people. I mean, that's almost
let's take a look.
If you think about it.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Jor-El now. Jor-El was like, I agree with you saving our people. However, I'm going to take all that and just dump it into my kid and send them off.
Yeah.
So
it's giving now. I'm picking up on a different vibe from him. It's giving Christopher Columbus vibes.
Oh, oh,
that's what it's really giving.
Oh,
it's giving colonizer. More than anything else.
It's giving Kryptonian colonizer.
Kryptonian colonizer will come to this world and he will destroy you all for the sake of his own people.
Oh my God!
I look at it this way. You gotta look at the scale of things. For one, Zod is just pretty much DC's Magneto, but
which is fine.
He has a larger scale of things to look at. Whereas with African Americans, we have to preserve our continent of Africa and everything that it is. Mm-hmm. Now, we are just a continent on a large globe. Krypton isn't just one little spot on this ball of mud. It's an entire planet of people. So to preserve an entire planet of people, we need an entire planet to make that preservation happen. So the whole planet does have to fucking go.
That sounds like the greater good. Are you arguing the greater good theory right now? Are you really arguing the greater good theory?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, Nix is not gonna back down.
Not at all.
We're giving a little 1930s in Germany vibe right now. I don't know if we want to keep going down this road.
My God.
But that's what I say about Zod, though. It's like you do get the fact of what he wants to do, but he's along the lines of, I don't want peace, I want rule. Because, I mean,
I don't want peace, I want problems.
Always.
Yeah. I want problems. I don't want peace.
Oh, my God. So, speaking of wiping people out, we got Ultron back again. I told you, like AI always comes right back around. Ultron had an idea. He was created by, and I like this version of Ultron better than the comic book version of who he was created by. I like the idea of it being created by Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. It makes a little more sense. It's more sensical because we all know, like, Hank Pym can't create everything. Right. So I like that they scaled it down. I'm like, why can't the guy who does tech create the AI? It just makes sense. So he creates this AI. This AI obviously is a version of Jarvis, and that's a little more, I guess you can say, advanced in living
Look at the cheekbones on that guy, though.
Yeah, right. It's giving Grace Jones.
Got some Cherokee or something going
Something.
on in there.
You got it was Wakandan. That's what it is. You know, it's Wakandan.
Oh, it's that vibranium.
Yeah, that's that vibranium. That's what that is.
That is vibranium and shea butter. Go ahead.
There it is.
Yes.
But he realizes, as we spoke earlier, he realizes all you people do is war.
Mm-hmm.
It's not everything else that's the problem. It's you. I think I need to wipe you all out and start over. And I know the best course of action.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll with it. Kira, what are your thoughts?
I fucks with Ultron. I do not like people except for y'all.
Cut the check. Print. Match is done.
Done. He's not wrong. And the only reason why he's the villain is because he's trying to wipe out all the humans. But the humans ain't right either. 90% of them ain't. I mean, maybe that's too high. Again, I reiterate, I don't like people. Like, there's too many of them that are either that there's too many humans that are wrong or just go along with the program, and therefore we have Trump. It's really,
we don't bite our tongues.
Count it. Count it. Count it. Just count it. Just count it.
I was out in DC on January 6th. I'm just going to say that. Ultron's not wrong. Ultron's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, do I wish I was a baby deer instead of a human so that I could stay on the planet? Yeah, sure. But you know, what you gonna do? That's the way the cards fall.
Nix.
I will prove Ultron is right with just 2 words: social media.
Boy.
Will, you can
Kid.
Hold on.
You could do it with one Twitter.
Twitter. There you go.
I got it.
Ultron took one look at that shit and was like, "Oh no,
absolutely not."
I gotta give you that one, Nick. I gotta give you that
I can't. That's gonna be if we were playing cards. I'm folding.
That was the deck right there.
You got
the fold hand right there. Next hand, please. I'm folding.
Look,
make everybody fold. Like, really? This is what we do? Like, this is what we do?
I mean,
they arguing over this, and they got this problem going on. Oh no, they gotta go.
But
they arguing over blue checks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But that's the one thing. It's like, I love the fact of what they took from that. It's just that they did what most AIs do. Like, there was really a story where Google was actually developing AIs, and that one of them developed their own language faster than the programmers can catch it, and they had to 86 it just because it was literally developing a language they didn't understand. So imagine an AI, because that's the AI theory, where if an AI does look at the world and someone asks, how do we save the world? The AI is going to look at it and say, all humans must go. So Ultron, as Nick had pointed out so eloquently, he can look at social media for 5 minutes and decide we all need to go.
If Ultron was
unless he looks at it, he's like, however, this Black Twitter, I do enjoy.
It's hilarious.
They are with it. They get it. Black Twitter gets it.
I don't know who did this joke, and I don't want to take credit for them, but they sat there and said, what if Age of Ultron was different if Ultron looked up Black Planet first? I don't know. I forgot who said the joke. I don't want to take credit for it, but I remember reading it somewhere, and I was crying.
It might give him a little chuckle.
Just like, it's like, imagine if Ultron went to Black Planet first and was like, they all right.
They're good.
Wow.
They're good. They're all right. Oh my God. And I remember that news article about the AI creating its own language, and I was just reading. I'm like, see here, this is how this starts. It's like y'all just ignored Terminator altogether, right? It's just
finding dinosaur DNA and deciding to play with it. Just the Jurassic Park.
We've seen how this played out. You do understand. We've seen how this is played out.
This whole movie is telling you why this is a bad idea.
We know the end of the story. The killer's in the house. We know what's gonna happen.
Right. You ever see? I think it's Big Ja. It was Big Ja, and it said, if Black folks with the exception of Jordan Peele, because he's already doing a fantastic job. But he said if black folks were the stars in horror films and they walk in the door and they see or hear something crazy, and be like, you know what, I'm good. It's a commercial that's like, it's a Geico commercial that's like that. The Geico commercial is
the guy with the doll. Oh, the guy with the dolls. He goes.
He sees all. He's like, this is the attic, and had all these weird dolls. He was like, nope, I'm good. I'm good.
It's gonna be a no from me. Thank you.
I was just like, that's the realest commercial I've seen in a very long time.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, just
that's it.
What's it like up there?
Let me call this realtor real quick. Can I get his lease real quick? Can I get
it? Right. Tell my wife asking, what's going on in the attic? We going.
Not a damn thing. Not us. That's what's going on up in the attic. Not us.
I would have been smooth out the door. You can go with me. You can stay here. Which one you want to do?
The second I get this last box out, I'm burning this bitch down.
Right. What happened? Creepy dolls. That's all you need to know.
They can. You know what? We can just take is the deposit still good? We can take the deposit. You know, someone else can.
He said. Yeah, he left faster than Gecko. He was like, "Yep,
yes,
stayed right by the stairs and everything." Ooh. Oh my god! So here we have Heath Ledger's version of Joker. Now, is much of a sociopath and most of a homicidal maniac that he is, he raised a very good point. I have all this money. I don't need it. However, all this chaos, and you're worried about little old me? Come on. I just enjoy the fun, so now his comic book counterpart, he's just, depending on who's writing, he's just balls to the wall. And I haven't seen a version written in the comics that I did not like.
Facts.
Ooh,
so they always brought a different level to it. And I'm like, I didn't think he could get any crazier. So now in the live action versions of Joker, I've loved every version except
go ahead,
Leto's.
Who?
Jared Leto.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Every version.
Jared Leto gets the Bruno treatment. We don't talk about him.
It didn't happen.
I'm like, there's certain directions you. Nah.
Yes, direction. Who directed?
We're not gonna blame Leto. It's the script and the direction.
No, he could catch this straight. No, he could catch that. No, he could catch it too.
Leto's actually a really good actor. It's just
then he should have known better.
It was Snyder in the writing, because Leto could have had a better chance of being Joker. Again, as I've always said with DC, I blame Snyder. I blame the script. They were literally Hollywoodized when there was plenty of source material from the New 52 that could have ran with that type of Joker.
I was all for it. Let's go for a gangster Joker. Why not? Was it a different look? Of course.
No, it's Leto on that one.
They made him a lovesick puppy dog in that. That's the reason why I didn't like it.
How do you get there?
Where?
Lovesick puppy dog. There was no emotion in that, man. There was no love anywhere.
In Suicide Squad, how they made him? It was all about him getting Harley. I'm like, this is not. No,
I did not get. That was a different read. I didn't read that from him.
I get what Will's saying. I get what he's saying when he's saying, he's breaking her at the end. He breaks her out. He's consistently trying to go after her. However, he's very much.
It's one dimensional. It just didn't make me feel like not to get away from Heath Ledger's Joker was literally a layer. It was like a Gordon Ramsay cake that you just have to keep going into, because he gave you a different Joker with everybody he came across. It's like, when he first started talking to to Michael Jai White's character, which I felt like, when he talked to him, he gave him a different thing about, the whole thing about, his father being a drunkard and a fiend, and how I got these scars, how he talked to what's her face's name that's unforgettable.
Rachel Dawes.
Yeah. He talked to Rachel Dawes and sat there and said how I got these scars about my beautiful wife.
How I got these scars
and all that stuff. It was all layers. So every time that Joker interacted with somebody, you didn't get the same Joker. It was literally almost like psychological that way. So I was like, that's the reason why I kind of dug that Joker, especially like Chris said, it's like that whole thing with the money where he's like, what do I need this money for? And that's the reason why Joker is such a great villain. He was a man that literally had no desire. And there's nothing more dangerous about a villain when he has no desires, no goals, except for what he wants to do in his nature, which in Joker's case was pure chaos. And that's all he wanted.
Whatever he feels in that moment.
Yeah.
So I have a question then. All right, you've got all of that. You've got all of those characteristics. Why doesn't that work for Loki?
Loki's not Loki. Loki does what he wants.
Yeah, even though he does what he wants, he has a purpose.
Loki is seeking approval. Joker,
facts. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Joker's like, Joker's like, I'm doing it.
Isn't Loki always sitting there saying, "I've been burdened with glorious purpose," and everybody's like, "And that is what?
What exactly?"
It's like he wanted to be king of Asgard. He got to be king of Asgard. He wanted to rule over all. He got to rule over all. He wanted to take over. He didn't want to take over TWD. He did. Kang showed up. Kang warned. I'm sorry. He who remains sat there and told him, "If you kill me, the worst ones are coming." And what did Loki do? Well, I should say Sylvie. Yeah. He doesn't know what he wants.
In his defense, he did try stopping her though.
That Loki did try stopping Sylvie from killing He Who Remains. But that's the thing about Loki. He is literally chaos, but he's also a guy that says he has purpose, but has none. Joker has already sat there and said it, and that's the one reason I love Nolan's script writing, because he sat there and said in the line with Harvey Dent, I'm a dog that likes chasing cars. I would not know what to do if I caught it. I just do.
Yeah.
Simplest lines, most impact.
Yeah.
And that to me is the big difference. I mean, there may be different readings on that, but that's what I get between Joker and Loki. That, Joker knows who he is and has come to complete terms with himself. Loki, he's literally two parts about himself.
Yeah.
Loki cares.
Yeah,
I think that's
Loki
the difference.
And at the end, Loki does care. We got to think Loki really does care. To circle back on that, he does care because, once again, remember when his mother died, when his mother was killed. It showed. He was just like, he was pretty much like, I don't give a damn about nobody else, but you shouldn't have touched her. So now you're going to incur whatever wrath I have. And what child didn't feel that? He was like, yeah, give it to him. Like she had your back all this time, despite all the BS you did. She had your back.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's taught you stuff. She's the reason why you do all this holograms and everything else. She's the reason you these glamour spells and stuff. She's the reason. So you took your center. They took your center away from you. Yeah, you got to go.
That's the one time you got his true attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick's. Well, I know because
sorry, Nick's.
Nick's is a DC guy.
Yeah, so and I'm stirring right now, so I'm gonna probably go on a bit of a tangent. So I apologize.
There's no tangents around here. It's just the speech of the villains.
A villain never apologizes, sir. Continue.
I'm taking notes for rebuttal. Go ahead.
The only reason I'm not gonna defend Joker is because, for one, there's already too much Joker worship online as it is anyway, and people don't really understand his character to be worshiping him the way that they do. At best to me, Joker is a simp, and I'll explain why.
God damn! Wait a minute, hold on.
Give me a second.
No, wait. Wendell says Joker is a cat. Loki is more Chihuahua.
That's true. Give me a second. In the New 52, there was a story called Death of the Family, not to be confused with the Death in the Family, where Jason Todd was killed. During this story, Joker came to the conclusion that my king, Batman, is not the king he used to be. He's softer, he's weaker, and the reason why he is that way is because these people have made you weak. They've made you soft, my king. I'm your jester. And this this Nightwing, this Red Hood, this Robin, this Batgirl, they've made you soft. So I'm gonna bring you back to your prominence and make you the strong king that you were, and I'm gonna get rid of them for you because you are my king. Joker does all the shit that he does for Batman's attention.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
At best, Joker is a simp.
And they've always he's in Nick's defense, Joker has always said, "What am I without Batman?" Like we need.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Go ahead, Will.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead. I'm waiting because I'm that's all.
Yeah. I mean, and even furthermore, I mean, in every iteration of Joker, there is some sort of sadistic thing that he does, whether he does it directly to Batman or to the city or anything else. He does it because he wants Batman to try and stop him. If Batman went away, I mean, you saw it in The Dark Knight Returns when Batman just dipped forever. Joker went quiet. He went all hush and damn near catatonic. Once Batman popped back on the scene, he was like, "Oh, nigga, let's go." my boo back in town. Let me get fresh. You know
how it is when the cousins come over. It's like, oh, the cousins is here.
Let me get this shade of green back in my head for my boo back in town. We're gonna tear the city up.
Well, to rebut that very quickly though, don't we already know that dynamic? I mean, from the times where, of course, in the animated series, when Batman finally disappeared, Joker was like, "I'm done," and you just see Harley Quinn go, "What?" He goes, "Without Batman, life has no meaning." And it's like he just walks off. We see it all the time. Of course, you go death in the family. You can go, where he kills Jason Todd. He has a really twisted story that involves Batgirl and Batgirl, which becomes Oracle. We see all these things that he does, and it always comes back to the whole thing, especially in the Killing Joke, where he sat there and said, "The only reason I do all these things is because I never got you to break." Like in everything Joker was trying to do.
Until he told that weak ass joke.
Yeah. So he told that joke, right?
and it made him crack. And I'm like, yo, damn.
That's why I say I can't call Joker a simp. I call Joker like that one. He's like that one guy who always wants to take that person and just tries to break them. And for him, it's always been Batman. That's why I would say. That's why I said it's always the Tom and Jerry of DC. If you think about it, because if you really think about it that way, I mean, if you think about it that way, because Batman, we've seen stories where Batman thought that, especially in Joker White Knight, where Joker was sane and has tried to run for Gotham, and you saw how that messed him up. Like, I don't care, Joker's gonna do something. He's not this sane Samaritan, and the fact that Batman almost went on the dark side a couple of times. So those two always had that dynamic. That you are right, they do need each other, but I can't say it's simpish. It's almost like the strangest marriage in comics. It is the strangest marriage. One cannot survive without the other, or tries to survive without the other. So I can't say simp, but I will say that does he want Batman's attention? Yes, because he's trying to get Batman to break, which, depending on how you read the Killing Joke, either he did or he didn't. We don't really know.
Right. And I say simp in the most extreme ways. I mean, definitely, Joker does what he does because of Batman, but in the keeping in line with theme for the night, Joker is definitely a villain, because there's a story that I absolutely love, and it's called it's Batman. It came out of Batman Confidential. Oh, and it was pretty much another origin story of the Joker, which is my favorite origin, by the way. And there was a scene in that comic where the Joker had people strung up across buildings.
Yeah.
And he was just shooting them down one by one, saying, "Come on, Batman.
Yeah.
You're going to get them. You're going to get me." And I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy for real.
One Long Night. It just came to me. One Long Night. Sorry.
Yep. One Long Night.
That guy.
I mean, that's why he's always taking over a news station. He was like, I don't care about the rest of Gotham. I want your attention.
So yeah, Joker's definitely
Brand X. That will never get old. That will never get old. Shout out to Jack Nicholson. So we can't talk about Loki unless we are talking about his half sister, Hela. And yeah, that's the same thing I said. I'm like, I shouldn't, but
You put those two together.
It's something going on there, and I'm just like, is it the eyeshadow? I don't know. I don't know. She has a very complicated reasoning. You cannot be mad at her for being upset. She was brought in for war purposes to raise hell, and she was good at it. And what does her father do? Put her in timeout permanently, and decides you're too dangerous. Hold on, you showed me this, and now you're saying it's too much.
Imagine being good at your job and then getting shelled.
She was so good that I gotta sit you down, but you taught me. And so when she came back pissed at everybody. And then come to find out, no one knew about her. Now she's even more pissed. Oh, he had the nerve to put me on to teach me all this, put me on timeout, and then don't tell you about me. Oh no.
Yeah, you made my point for me already. I mean, basically, Hela is a product of bad parenting and child neglect.
That's what it is.
So for that reason, she is not a villain. But if you want to call her a villain, she is probably the dopest villain in Marvel cinematic history because she was with the Smoke 24/7.
Yes,
I can't call her villain. I say she's justified because
she's justified.
I see the look on Kira's face because she took a sip. She was like, I don't even argue that lie. That logic is this.
Nah, the
only thing I didn't like was she took the Warriors 3 out with yo.
Because she's the baddest bitch. What are you talking about?
I mean,
I wanted him to last
at
least Hun lasted longer than all of them. But
when you're the goddess of death, though, and your power comes from Asgard, it's kind of a.
I was built like she was literally built for this. That's all she knows.
I wanted them to have some action. That's what I wanted for them.
You gonna get mad?
I'm not here to play with you hoes.
You gonna get mad? Why get mad when the duck quack?
Give me my shit. Run my check. Go get the money. Go get all the jewels and the treasure in the basement. Bring that shit upstairs. I'm not here to talk to nobody. Run me my check.
I will say that when she had because I was wondering how Carl Urban was going to play Executioner when she had the Executioner shook.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, this is it's like here it is. Write that check. It was like there was nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, we couldn't be mad at Hela. Hela sat there and said, "Look, you didn't know about me, but let me enlighten you on something." And then at the same time,
reintroduce myself.
I love the fact that she came in. She's like, "I'm Hela. You didn't know about me? Cool. Kneel." Wait, what? Kneel.
It's in your best interest. Trust me.
That's what it boiled down to. It's like it's in your best interest to do this.
I kind of felt like Loki had a gold mine in a line right there when she sat there and said to them, she's like, "Oh, kneel." Loki's like, "That's my line." That would have been a perfect little quip right there. Like, don't I usually say that?
That's my line.
Or even Thor said, like, "Isn't that your line?"
Yeah. Right.
Don't you usually say that?
You was right. Hela came with all the. I was like, Hela just came with all the smoke, and I'm just like, I'm sort of rooting for her at this point. It's like, am I rooting for Hela just to go back? And I'm
listen, we all know one person in our life that has some daddy and mommy issues, and it ain't their fault. I mean, granted, we get older, and there's access to shit like therapy that we can all get accustomed to, but Hela doesn't have the time for that shit. She has shit to do. She has a comeback to jump on, and unfortunately, the Heroes 3 got in the fucking way.
They did get in the way.
that felt like an 86. That felt like an Order 66 version right there. That's just like, okay,
that wasn't Order 66.
We have to wipe out. We pretty much have to wipe out Asgard, which means that everybody's getting done in. So
Like if you ain't on this ship, if you ain't on this ship, I don't know what
You
to
better
do.
you better get the mid guard or some shit. I'm fucking all this up.
You got to go. You have got to
I'm
go.
trying to figure out how Lady Sif survived. That's why I was like, Lady Sif survived this? How?
Well, she wasn't there.
Okay, so she was off
they gave her the back. They gave her if
Okay.
if it's enough Marvel content that they pretty much just said, yeah, she wasn't even there. Like she was not even on that board. She wasn't in that. Yeah. Good for her. Because I'm like, if I didn't want to see anybody take that hit, it would have been her.
That's
like,
the one time Lady Sif took some PTO, was like, whoo!
Ooh, I got
Like,
that.
I done ran around here, done went after your son down here on Midgard. Now I got to deliver this jewel over to this dude. I need a couple days off. Like my sisters ain't here. I need some time.
Just imagine seeing that news on vacation. Like, whoo! I'm glad I called out.
Girl, me and the Valkyries going to Cancun, bitch.
Hey, girl trip. Hey,
I'm hit you up, girl. Girl, you didn't believe what's going on Ask Carter.
She probably called up.
It's not my problem. Not my baby, not my problem.
Not my baby, not my problem.
If you see Lady Sif going PTO, prepare the others. Prepare the others.
Oh my god! So here we have Sun Win Wu from Legend of the Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, father of Shang-Chi. Now, in the beginning, it was all for power. All power, and was pretty damn successful at it too, even operating from the shadows at best, until he met his wife, and now he's doing it for love. Where did it go wrong?
Love blinds you.
All I want to say is this.
Say it. Say it. Wait, hold on. Let me get that. Let me get that Keenan Thompson line. Say it. Say it.
You Wanda sympathizers better not say shit about this guy, because they're the same.
He was a little blinded, but you see why.
I felt like that should be just a who wants to smoke at that end. That's like just all those that want to smoke. If you
enter here. Enter here for those who want to smoke.
Because I call Wanda damaged. I call Wanda damaged beyond belief. But you're right. If you're siding with him, but you call Wanda out, you're a little bit of a hypocrite.
Agreed.
Because niggas want to be like, oh no, Wanda, she doing this shit for some kids in the Sims. Hey, I mean,
what do you think he was doing?
Right.
This
it was less. Like it was it was literally just the wife.
This man was following.
I hear her behind the wall. I hear her.
Could you imagine that? I hear your mom behind the wall. Come on, Dad's nursing home. No, I hear her. No. Come on, Dad.
It's that conversation right there.
Take your medication, Dad.
No, Daddy. We
get
gotta
your
talk.
hands off me. That's your object. You know, it's been I ain't had none.
Somebody get 10 rings nurse in here.
Yeah.
Make sure you take his medication. Make sure you roll them side to side so you get bed sores.
I mean, I can't call him that's the sole reason I can't call him a villain. It's just like the dude was literally he was so heartbroken and love bound to the point to where he wanted to believe his wife was still alive behind the dragon wall. So I get that. There's let's be honest. You got a loved one that's speaking to you beyond the grave. No one else can hear you. I'm like, isn't that kind of the wait a minute? Hang on a second. That's the storyline for Ghost. I'm not thinking about it. That's the freaking storyline for Ghost.
Wait, no.
That's the storyline for Ghost.
No, that's too far.
It just hit me.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
The only difference is what?
There's no clay pot.
There's
no clay.
The keyboard couldn't hear Patrick Swayze's voice. That's it.
That's a major part of the goddamn movie.
I agree, but that's the only thing about it. She could hear his voice, but supposedly through somebody else he could touch her, which was borderline creepy at best.
Yeah.
But no, it's like he's not thought about that. He's the only one that can hear her. No one else can prove it, and yet he's going to great lengths to find that out. Basically, that's Ghost.
No,
Kira.
I think at best it's an episode of Catfish on MTV.
Damn.
That's it. Homeboy got. That's what happened. He signed up for something.
Wait.
Am I wrong?
Wait.
Am I wrong? I just want to one time hear it.
By his own wife, though?
It wasn't his wife. It was somebody with his wife's voice. That's like putting up a profile picture with your wife, and you talking to her through text message, and you just accept it. She's been dead for how many decades? Hundreds of years?
Kira, did you just define Shang-Chi in 5 words?
Yes.
Did you just define the movie in 5 words?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
A catfish
on MTV.
Listen, Chris.
I need that. I need that as a skit.
When you start repurposing this content, put that shit in there, please.
Yeah.
I need that. Because that's gonna be a whole lot of comments. I'm like, nigga, like, wait a minute, whoa, catfish.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. So we mentioned about finding love. Couldn't do it without talking about Wanda.
Oh,
this nigga.
Right.
We could not. Like Will said, this woman has been damaged.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves. What is it in Kill Bill? She deserves her revenge.
Yeah.
Every time I see her, I go, "This nigga here."
Yeah.
This nigga here.
I mean, it was just it's that. I mean, if you think about it, if Shang-Chi was love, she's the opposite side. She's grief. She is literally grief.
Can you blame her? She lost her parents at a young age. She lost her brother. Ain't no telling how old they were supposed to be at that time, but she lost her brother in the battlefield, which was a cop out because I'm like, dude, you're Quicksilver. What the fuck? What was the how?
So then tell me you can avoid a bullet and you know what? I'm shutting up. I'm shutting up. Go ahead.
You didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So like you were hitting other robots. Never mind. So
and you couldn't just do this real quick. Like, come on. Anyway,
she lost her lover. Like she was finding solace in someone, and she lost him too. Twice.
Right.
Twice. And one of those times she had to do it. Now, number one, let's talk about just how strong she had to be to take that Mind Stone out and hold back the Mad Titan.
Right. While destroying an Infinity Stone.
So
by
that. All right. And now you expect her to just be okay. And she was dealing with it in her own way until she found out, oh, yo, they done pretty much got my boyfriend's body at this government facility. The motherfuckers.
And don't return it to her.
Like literally has the do not resuscitate. Like she's quote unquote next to kin. She's like, do not resuscitate. Do not touch his remains. And what did they do? Went behind her back. Now she's pissed. Not only did you go against his wishes and mine, you're lying about it. You kept it hidden from me, and you want me to be okay. And then you lied on me to make matters worse. And you thought I was going to be okay.
She deserves her revenge.
Thank you.
I mean, I can argue that. It was up until the point to where she kidnapped the town. That was the thing about it. Once you kidnapped the town,
fuck your town.
I think that part of Jersey
had to go, Kira.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
In her defense, when you seen how that part of town that was part of Jersey, I'm like, you see that part of town, you're just like,
ain't nobody missing Jersey.
That was kind of an upgrade.
Ain't nobody looking for Jersey.
Damn.
No shade, Jersey, but you know that was kind of an upgrade because you seen what happened after the spell broke.
I mean, yeah, true, but damn, I have to go to Jersey. That's why I'm like,
no.
I have to go there for a family.
People that live in Jersey don't want to live in Jersey. They have to,
unless you're red man. That's about it.
Damn.
He weird though. Well, wait, no, he doesn't even stay in Jersey.
He don't stay there.
Let me be quiet.
I'm just saying, it's up until that point, I still don't consider Wanda a villain because, like I said, the whole thing was just grief. She did not deal with the grief. The grief actually manifested. So, for a while she was happy, but eventually it took 2 people to sit there and show her this is not real. I mean, you could sit there and pretend it. And of course, in Multiverse of Madness, that's just a continuation of WandaVision. So it's that whole thing of you never dealt with your grief. You never dealt with the fact that you will never see Vision again. Your kids were not really real. So At the same time, the Darkhold kind of showed you a little bit about yourself, but still, I can't call her a villain. It's more like I was out. I mean, I was out to accomplish a goal, and if you were in my way, well, you saw what happened.
Nix.
I'm gonna be very vague on this and probably fuck up the room for a second.
Unless you can top a catfish, you're good.
So there's a person who rose to prominence very early, was looked at as like the outsider, but they joined up with this great group and they became very powerful, very, very loved, and they made a mistake here and there, but you know, they still stayed in true in line and doing a thing. And then they lost somebody who was very close to them, and then they never really dealt with their grief.
Oh shit.
But then they started doing all kind of crazy shit, and people were calling them villain. Now, am I talking about Wanda or Kanye West?
Hey, I knew it. I heard it. I was like, ooh. No sympathy for Ye.
Nix, I'm so glad I can't count you when I did.
No sympathy for Ye.
Well done.
I'm talking about Ye or Wanda.
Well done.
And on that one,
well done.
You get it again.
I got nothing. Sarah, if this was a chess piece, I resign. That's a
checkmate right there.
That's checkmate. I got nothing for that.
Oh, man, Kira, what do you got? Can you follow that?
No.
there is nothing. I was like, hey,
he did warn you.
Ooh.
He said he was stirred up. He did warn you.
Sir, I concede. You can have it.
He gave you the classic villain trope. He did warn you.
Dang. You know what? That was classic villain with a little bit of wrestling storytelling.
There you
Bravo,
go.
Sir. Bravo, sir. The whole layer up. The whole layer up to the end was I got nothing.
Stellar.
How does Homelander say it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Everything was perfect. Down to the last minute.
Yeah, it's just he set that up because I was like, wait a second, I know he's not talking about. He said his name is Kanye West.
Yep.
I mean, he did change his name to Ye.
Am I talking about Kanye or am I talking about Wanda?
I give you
it's
that
unfolding before your very eyes. So here's these next view. Oh, go ahead.
I guess at least he didn't, Wanda didn't marry a Kardashian. That's the only upside to that whole thing.
That's always
I still say, what is
wait, the Kardashians are the Darkhold. Oh my god!
Oh, wait a minute.
Did I just create a fucking rabbit hole that we gonna jump?
Oh, they're the Darkhold.
Kira.
Don't you put that on us!
Kira has discovered what the Kardashians' true power is.
We must break it. We must break it before it gets out.
Are we about to create a fucking multiverse right now?
Oh my god! I found the secret.
So first Loki screwed it up. Then Doctor Strange and Spider-Man screwed it up. Sylvie screwed it up. Wanda screwed it up. And Kira upset the balance.
Kira sat there.
I just showed y'all the door. I didn't say walk through it.
So apparently, Kira has pulled a He Who Remains and says, "We have found the other variants."
Right?
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh!
I've made things more interesting.
Yes. So here we have now. This argument has been going on since 2018.
Uh-oh.
Daddy.
Wow.
Well, we know where Kira stands on this.
He's never wrong. He ain't never lied. He told y'all the truth. He opened your eyes.
Linda Jaka, aka Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. I am part Wakandan, so if those are wondering. He
As long as you speak that Xhosa, you're good.
He wasn't lying.
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
He came through with all the truth.
Let's put this on the table. If you look at the first Black Panther film, the argument that Nakia has in the beginning, not so much the argument, but the statement that Nakia makes at the very beginning when Black Panther first shows up. The statement that Shuri makes. The actions that their father were taking in Civil War and what N'Jaka was also doing, and his father. It was the same message.
Yeah. Yeah. The only difference is who's
Different
going
execution.
to rule.
Different execution. Same message.
He wasn't wrong. You can try to say he was. He wasn't wrong. That's why he's Panther Daddy.
Lord, between Water Daddy and Panther Daddy, Lord.
Don't forget Aqua Poppy.
No, he's next. Oh, no, I got a whole change.
So his whole argument is basically the argument of what, and it's not really an argument, it's a statement that a lot of fans even said, like, yo, they've lived in this enclosed area of Africa and watched stuff go down and didn't interfere and didn't stop it or of any kind. And even he said it, we could be helping our brothers and sisters across the globe. You wouldn't have had to send out war dogs had you stopped it in the beginning. You have the resources.
But she was like, nah, we good.
Will itching. Let's go. Villain, anti-hero.
He is definitely a villain. But the thing about Black Panther is it had two dynamics. Two dynamics both led to the same goal, which is the greater good theory. Because the former kings of Wakanda also the same thing. That we have to protect vibranium from getting into corrupted hands that can do destruction to the world, even if it means we have to silence ourselves off. So for the greater good, they decided that, okay, we just will not interfere. We will remain hidden. And just to the rest of the world, we're nothing more than a third-rate country. Nice idea at first, but eventually it did become corrupt because that kind of what birthed Killmonger. However, Killmonger, he had a nice idea at first. It was that whole thing of we could actually help our brothers and sisters. Well, you guys sat right here with all this technology, all these technological advancements, and we're out here struggling, surviving, getting beat down. So he is speaking of it from a different perspective. The problem with that idea was it's just like Zod. It's like, yes, you are basically there for the preservation and uplifting of your people, but eventually, when does your good intention go into corruption? Which we did kind of see at the end, where he's like, I just want the throne. It went from literally just saying, I wanted to help my brothers and sisters, to now it's just like, we could rule all. And at the same time, you had people in Wakanda, especially those of Wakabi, that literally said, yeah, we can go out there and we can literally turn around and make the world into how we see it. So, like I said, there was a lot of dynamics, and I give Ryan Coogler really a lot of credit for this because he put so many dynamics and opposite ideologies against each other to where Killmonger was born. Because every time I look at Killmonger, I'm just thinking of that African proverb, the child who isn't loved by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. What did Killmonger do? Ooh. He would have literally burned down Wakanda if it meant he won. He won. Not Wakanda. He won. I mean, you saw the lengths he was willing to go. I mean, burning the heart-shaped herbs, burning the garden down, literally finding Claw, working with him, then killing him, and then killing the girl, which I kind of felt bad about. I said, dang, how you going to be the boo to a villain and not know your numbers up? That's my whole
in the words of my girl, Tiffy Starchild, she understood the assignment when she came a ride or die chick. There was a ride and a die. She understood the assignment.
I'm trying to figure out.
She didn't know it was coming from him.
I'm trying to figure out how she didn't see that coming. I'm like, you do realize you bust the dude out. They're about to go wherever they're going. Did you not get the get out signs where it's like, this is a one-way trip for one person and you ain't it?
Yeah.
But no, it's just like with Killmonger. That's like I said, I say Killmonger's a villain because he started off with an ideal, but eventually it was just, he wanted it all. So yeah, villain for me.
But was he wrong?
In his initial idea, no. His initial idea was not wrong because of what Wakanda did beforehand. Like I said, it was a cause and effect. What Wakanda did beforehand gave birth to Killmonger. which is his father. His father sat there and said, we need to, we're taking this vibranium, we're giving it out, we're giving these weapons out to where people can defend themselves out here, which his brother was like, we didn't want you to do that. So you had those warring philosophies against each other. So I'm not saying he's not wrong as an ideal, but let's be honest, all good intentions usually lined up to corruption anyway, and that's how Killmonger became who he is.
Kira?
He ain't wrong.
You're gonna stick on the
He ain't wrong. I'm gonna stand by him.
How'd it go? He's like, is this your man?
Yes.
Is this your man?
Is this your king?
Yes.
Is this your king, Kira?
Yes, that's my king. Yes, he is.
We was kings. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yes. Was he corrupt? Absolutely.
But also absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Correct. However, the people that were in power that caused Wakanda to, well, maybe not. Everybody else surrounding Wakanda had already been in power. They had shown what they were going to do with that power. He is no different from the people that he's trying to overthrow around the globe. He's doing what he learned. He's reacting based on the way that he's learned in society.
Yeah.
Do I have hope that he could change? I mean, love does strange things.
He can change, Kira. Really?
I can change him. It just takes that one baddie. I'm just saying.
I can change him.
He ain't never know real love. I could change him. I don't think he was. He had a good idea, but just went too far.
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, but I love him though.
You'll stand by your man, but
I stand by him and his toxic.
All right. Okay, Dix.
I think I'm gonna have another moment here. So Will mentioned the fact that he wanted to have the throne, instead of just helping people, he wanted to have the throne. Now, in order to make change, you must have some sort of power, and that power can either come from influence or it can come from money. Now, obviously, it wasn't about money for him. Otherwise, he would have took the little piece of vibranium he found in the museum and sold that and came up. But no, he wanted to help liberate his people, not just Wakandans, but his brothers and sisters across the globe.
Oh, everybody.
And in order to do that, he needed to have power. And that power he saw at that throne. He saw that power was being misused by T'Challa and not helping brothers and sisters around the world. T'Challa was all about keeping everything home in Wakanda, safe, not rocking the boat. But we all see what not rocking the boat gets us as Black people. George Floyd would be alive if Killmonger was in charge.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, Doom likes that.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't want to get you. I'm gonna shut up because the militant side of Kira will come out real quick.
Militant.
I do see the point.
It's the whole
Fernando Castile would be alive
right now
if Killmonger was in charge. But with T'Challa in charge, as we saw,
certain things did not go the way they should have.
But that kind of goes into the fact that if Killmonger was in charge, would there be a new world regime?
Oh yeah.
If Killmonger was in charge, Philando Castile and George Floyd would have some weapons in their hands.
Because that's the other part of
officially.
It too. But that's the other part of the dynamic is where as far as his power goes, I'm like, how far would have Killmonger went? Because for a lot of the mayo variety out there, the special mayos, I'm talking the Hellmans, the raisins of potato salad Hellman people.
Wait a minute. I like Hellmans. It's Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip.
I like Miracle Whip too. Okay, I'll go.
Miracle Whip has too much of a zing to it. It's too spicy.
Miracle Whip is awesome.
It's too spicy for them.
Okay, let's do this. Restaurant brand mayo.
Okay, cool.
That works.
All
Right.
right, we can do that. We can do that.
Restaurant
Right.
brand mayo works.
Okay, restaurant brand.
That's
mayo.
Heinz. That's Heinz.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what
Packet
that
mayonnaise.
Oh
There-
god, this shit is horrible.
There was. I lost
I
my
taste the egg in the vinegar.
Oh, I lost my train of thought for a second. Okay,
Me too.
okay. So
I'm sorry, it just
you
made
have
me
the-
think
you
of
have
that Teen
the
Titans
special,
Go
you have that
episode.
special brand of people out there that have this fear. I forgot what it's called, where they fear that the ones that they oppress would turn around and do the same things to them, like the whole colonizer. We take over, we make them our subservients, we do all the atrocities that too far to name and too long to list that was done to our people. That's always been the fear. So if Killmonger did take over, how far would you think he would go, though? Because it's one thing to have a new world order, but let's just say that Killmonger did take the throne. Let's just say Killmonger successfully ruled all continents with war dogs and warlords and gotten tribesmen on different continents. Can we honestly say that's peaceful, or are we simply just fulfilling a self-destructive? Is he just fulfilling a self-destructing prophecy at that moment?
I'm sorry. It made me think of a recent issue of Black Panther that I read. I'm sorry, it just made me think of something.
Go for it.
Okay, so basically, so it's a latest episode, or not episode, latest
Mm-hmm.
issue of Black Panther where he's one of the chairmen of the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
They find out there's this faction of people who have basically taken over, quote unquote, the internet. Like they've taken over access to Wi-Fi and everything, because once you shut down the Wi-Fi,
That's
you
it.
can't do anything.
First world problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and their only thing is live peacefully and you live free.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that's the only thing. There's no violence involved. No one has died. And the president has called the Avengers because it's like, because the government can't get to them.
Right.
So he calls the Avengers and says, I need you to go in and take these terrorists out. T'Challa says, are they really terrorists?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Because
just
they-
uncomfortable?
Are you just uncomfortable with what they're doing? Right.
Like, are they really terrorists? Because they've made no threat other than to say,
live in peace.
Live in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get no Wi-Fi, or you get no internet, or you get where's the
See, this
But
is
where's
why
the threat?
this is why I really want Marvel's attention, because I want to deliver to them my story, or my, I guess, pitch for Civil War 3.
Oh,
and you know it's gonna come.
Ooh.
You know it's gonna
Just
come.
to share it with the people in the live who are
You know it's gonna come.
What I would love to do is create a civil war between T'Challa and Sam Wilson.
Cool.
That'd be interesting.
Figures.
Two different dynamics.
They've already fought. They've already came to blows. They've come to blows just recently.
Here's the pitch. We have discovered that time travel is, of course, real in Marvel, and things can be done. And, we see that both Sam and T'Challa have been watching what's going on in America with brutality and the police just killing brothers left and right. So T'Challa has a bright idea of, well, what if we just made it so they were all here in Wakanda with us? I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool, but we had to move everybody here. He's like, no. I'm not saying move everybody. I mean, we make it so they were never here anyway. And the idea is that T'Challa wants to go back in time and make sure that the slave ships that brought Black people here never happened. And Sam is like, whoa. If you do that, then there's a great few of us who wouldn't even be alive today. So that's where Civil War
good.
Wait, not
Well,
even
it's a greater good-
not
it's a
just the
greater
fact
good
that they're
theory.
alive, the inventions that we've
The
made.
ramifications, the whole
It's the
collapse.
ripple effect. It's
But
the
then
ripple
T'Challa's like, yeah, that's great, but look at what we had done in Wakanda.
But then again, that's the whole thing about time travel.
without your influence, without being
And
colonized.
now you
without
see
being-
why the story would be dope.
That goes in the whole time travel argument though. But I like that though. I like that because you
I
can
can
have
see
that whole
that.
you're going to have that whole dynamic of, can we go back and alter our own time for the greater good? Which I get that. But, you know, I'm a Doctor Who fan. So every time they talk about time travel, I'm like, it doesn't work the way you think it does.
It's not clean cut, man. It's not a clean cut.
Oh, it never is. Ask Marty. Ask Marty.
Because they look at certain characters and wonder where they were staying. Like, okay. Well, Luke, where do you stand? Storm, where do you stand?
Monica, where do you stand?
The white counterparts, where do you guys
Misty, where do you stand? Cap, where do you stand? They gonna look straight. Cap, where do you stand?
But that's Steve. That's
Tony. We know where you stand, Tony. This is Steve. Where do you stand?
That would be a great story, though. But that's why I see. And Marvel at this point is slowly starting to go that route to where they are going to get to the more dark. I'm not going to say darker, but the more intense storylines. Because let's be honest, when you start going to those areas, because they barely touched it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You saw what happened there when they talk about Isaiah Bradley. It's like, no, we can't have this. We can't have this. I'm like, what can you not have? That was
even like, where would Blue Marvel stand?
Right. I got a 56-page PDF.
Knowing how he had to right now. Knowing how he had to retire. Where would he stand?
Listen, Marvel. I got a 56-page PDF waiting for you. Come on.
Hey, you might take that route old boy did. You know, we might have to check on you though, because you stopped posting 48 hours. We doing a welfare check.
For real. We out of house.
Mantel, go by and check on Nick's.
All right. He ain't there. Oh shit.
We got to go back and
Black
get this,
SUV
man.
and 4 guys in suits picked him up.
And left a note on the door. I don't live here no more.
You too close to DC, man. We got to fly down there and get some action. So next up in the card, we got, since we had that argument, we got
Aqua Papi.
There you go.
And there it is.
Kukulkan. I like saying that. Narmo.
Namor.
He has a very valid argument because it kind of works in tandem with what T'Challa was dealing with before the end of Black Panther. Keeping everything quiet and at peace so no one else finds out. Whoever suffers, they suffer. We don't interfere.
That man pulled a training day. I'm sorry.
He did pull a training day.
He pulled a training day. Look, don't get me wrong. I love the guy's name. I can't pronounce his name. The actor saved my life.
Oh, Tunak Huerta.
Thank you. First off, tremendous actor. He played that role to a T. He also pulled a training day on Shuri. That's all I'm gonna sit there and say. He's
still one of the coldest lines. Mourn your dead, bury your dead, and mourn your people. I will be back. You will be now.
He said, "You are queen now." I was like,
I couldn't even get mad. I was just
didn't even bother to let the girl have a coronation and just said, "All right, here it is. Here it is. All the pomp and circumstance."
I'm like, dude, that's just. Yeah, there's some cold lines that I've seen in Marvel movies. There are some cold lines. And one of them is motherfuckers is always trying to ice skate uphill. I still love that reference. Shout out to Wesley Snipes and Blade.
Yes, sir.
I still love that line. But when Namor says that, I was just like,
ooh,
damn.
You ain't shit, motherfucker. God damn, you ain't shit.
I love that line though. You gotta love that line. I will be back in 7 days to wipe the rest of you off the to cleanse Wakanda.
I love a man that has a plan.
He had a plan, all right. I'm like,
I'm sorry, just from a language standpoint, how many villains say cleanse? I'm come back to cleanse this land, not kill, not destroy.
Doom and Red Skull. Those are probably the only other two.
Yeah, them two. What do you hear? Just straight old English language. I am coming to cleanse this, to purge this land of your filth. Yes. Like this, really?
Look, Kira's just like,
just a way with words. He's a poet.
With words.
Kira's about to head for the nearest boat and be like, I'm just waiting to get picked up.
I don't mind being waterboarded. I don't mind.
She's like, I don't mind being waterboarded if you don't mind being waterboarded also.
Right.
Wink, fucking wink, my guy.
All of a sudden, there's a certain Cardi B song that pulls a different reference now.
You're right.
Same.
I'm going to stop while I'm behind.
Water aqua poppy. Okay, all right. That's what WAP means now.
Wow,
Water
that's a
aqua
whole other
poppy.
meaning for
All right.
WAP. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, all right.
Just,
Yeah, get some
Well,
water.
we know where Kira stands at it, so we'll go ask Nix. Where do you stand?
Man, yo, my man Namor, yo, I said it last time when we talked about Black Panther. That man he is the fuck around and the find out. And he pretty much was a man of his word. I mean, villains usually, I would say usually, a lot of them are, but he's definitely a man of his word. And he pretty much did as he said he would from beginning to end. And any kind of man that has that sort of honor and loyalty to his people and the preservation of their just lives, you can't be mad at that.
I fucks with him.
Okay. You know, the whole thing was how old girl at the end, and again, not to spoil this, but let's be honest, it's been a couple of weeks. But just
we spoiled it all last week. Look, it's been a month now.
I mean,
you're not part of the club no more if you ain't seen this movie. So tough
right.
to the kitty, but
I mean, true.
Give me the plate from the cookout.
You ain't down your Blerd cards in Jeopardy.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, it's like at the end where old girl tried to shade him. She's like, but you just let them go. He goes, yeah, but I have the guarantees now. We ain't got to do shit. They protect us. We control the water. They are now known. We're unknown. Eventually, they got to come to us for help. I just want him to sit there and go, that's a checkmate, bitch.
It is.
I'm just waiting for the quick name slick back to come out of nowhere when she was just sitting there just scolding him like,
this is chess, not checkers, motherfucker.
I was so waiting for him to say it, just like, I just want him to say, and you will respect your king when you speak to me in such insolence. I was expecting something like that. I wanted
the look he had was damn near close. I was just like, oh, he's about to shut, because the Tuma was in the back, like, I just want to smoke. He like that pit that just keep pacing the door. He's just like, let me out this gate. Let me out this gate. Let me out this gate.
Just say go. Just say go. Just say go.
Tuma was giving very much Jey Uso in that movie.
Oh man.
He's like, just say win. Say win.
But that's why I say in his case, he was a smart villain, but the way it was almost Doom-like. It was almost Doom-like chess moves he did. He's like, yeah, I lost a couple people. Yeah, my wings are gonna heal, but at the same time, nobody found us. Nobody found where the pile of vibranium was. We've destroyed the only way you can detect it. We know the one person who can find it. We also know that in the event that we can roll up on y'all at any time and wipe you out. It's like he is sitting there, sitting pretty, and all he has to do is just sit there and be like, I'm cool. Just know I can take you whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
I mean, even Shuri had a hard battle. Let's be honest. Shuri, with all that technology, you beat him by using the Easy Bake Oven. Let's be honest. Unlimited Wakandian technology, Easy Bake Oven.
It was a fish fry, and we do love a good fish fry.
You fish fried him without Xanarans on a ship.
He beat that nigga with a space heater.
I don't like any of you.
I'm just saying.
Like any of you. I don't.
I'm just saying. Don't get me wrong. It's a weakness that was exploited. Yes, but you think about it, all the technological advancements.
Even Superman has a better weakness than that.
Yeah. And I'm not being impartial.
Rock, not just any rock.
I'm not being
you can't go buy Superman's weakness in Walmart. You can buy a space heater though.
I'm just saying a $10 space heater.
A couple Honeywells will do the trick.
But I'm just saying.
I can't.
And goodbye, cool Khan.
I mean, even damn it, forgot his name already. Winston Duke's character had issues with him. I mean, he literally hit his best shot at him, and he's like, shit. Okay, I'm leaving him alone.
I'm done. Oh man. So moving on, we have the Mad Titan Thanos. In the comics, he's just that, a Mad Titan, and he's just murderous. And his only thing is he's trying to court death, literally.
Man.
The embodiment of death.
Yeah, he's weird.
However, he's a simp. Yeah. However, in the MCU, He's trying to save and preserve what's left of the universe. Anti-villain or anti-hero villain?
Misunderstood conservative.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. Misunderstood conservationist. There we go.
Okay, I was gonna say, all right, that's better.
I was like, I'm sorry. I was thinking mine and brain went left and right. So
Oh Lord.
mine and just go with this. Yeah, because he was you know what he was? He's those old commercials talking about save the rainforest, save the Amazon, and all that stuff. He's the extreme version of that, where he just literally sat there and said, I'm not asking anymore. And yes, the MC and the comics book version, he was a little bit like, how do I
wait a minute
impress death?
So are we just calling Thanos an aggressive ass planeteer?
Yes.
He's Peter.
He is literally aggressive ass Captain Planet. Yes.
How many stones is that? Is it 6 stones? It's 6 stones.
Let's see. Earth, fire,
No,
wind,
5.
water.
5 rings.
Five.
And heart.
Oh,
Earth,
no.
fire, wind, water, heart.
Oh my God,
He's literally an aggressive ass Captain Planet.
He's an aggressive Captain Planet.
Wow.
Yes, if you think
Wow.
about it, because think about how he talks. He literally sat there on his planet on Titan, said that, hey, we are overpopulating. The planet cannot sustain us. If we don't do something, we're gonna lose the
Don't
planet.
have the resources. All the reasons.
If I told you so was a person, I'm just saying, if the biggest I told you so was a person, but you gotta give it to Thanos a little bit anyway, because he had a plan. I mean, he sat there and told you what he was going to do from Jump Street. I am going to write the universe. How do you do that? We're going to have a culling, and it's completely random. So if you think about it, he says, and he goes, it's a completely random culling. And you know why it's random? It's fair. Anybody can go. And the whole thing, and yes, the only thing about, galaxy culling is frowned upon. So it's frowned upon. So
Genocide is usually frowned upon.
It generally is.
I don't mean to make lighthearted. I don't mean to make it sound like a joke.
I mean, is it genocide if it's everybody though?
It's
Yes.
Can we call it? Is it half?
It's a genocide.
If you take half the population, is it still genocide, or is it like half genocide? How does that work?
It's a whole ass genocide. What are
He
y'all
said
doing?
living beings. That could have been frogs and dogs and deers and everything.
Ooh.
Else too.
I mean,
Hey,
there were dolphins in the
Okay,
hut
it's
5 years
genocide
later.
with sub steps. Okay,
I got one
it's
question.
still
What if you-
genocide.
I got a question. What if Thanos just went after livestock?
No,
That would defeat the purpose.
no. You can't fuck with my steak. You can't fuck with my steak. You can't fuck with my cows.
Because
No,
human
no.
lives, I get. But what if he just went after like things that nobody cares about?
If Thanos got rid
Like
of all
snakes.
if Thanos
You
got rid
know
of
it's
all, if he got rid of all the chickens, niggas are fucking Thanos up.
Hey,
Damn
yo,
it.
on
This is fact.
on fucking sites.
Crab
Oh.
legs, chickens, and shrimp. It's
Yeah.
on site.
You are going to see the biggest come togetherness of black people.
Actually, this is a terrible joke, and I'm not going to take credit for this. This
Even
is something that a
oxtails.
friend of mine said. So I just thought it was funny as hell. Kira, I'm apologizing in advance if you get offended by this.
Oh my gosh.
So he goes, you know what?
You forgot
No,
what show you was on, right? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
know.
making sure.
Like I said, it's not my joke. I'm just saying it. So I take no responsibility except for saying
However,
it.
you've committed it to memory, but continue.
It was funny because he sat there and said, what if Thanos decided to snap off every Indian woman's hair?
I don't have them issues.
And I was thinking to myself, I said,
This is like, is this
He goes,
falling
what
into
if he
the
just
bald-headed
snapped away
demon
the
theory?
entire hair industry? Wigs, weaves, all that gone. I said, do you understand the chaos that it would cause on this planet?
No,
That
barbers
you,
will come up.
that you take away the hair industry? That's not peace. That's destruction.
Problems.
That is destruction on a nuclear level.
I don't know, homie. I don't know. I think that's a stretch, especially if you don't know how. Nah, we good. We figure it out. We figure it out. Yeah, trust me, we'd figure it out very quickly.
I thought about like, hey, just if you take away
Them white
one-
girls would be in trouble.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that because
Them white
Becky
girls would be in a
them-
lot of fucking trouble.
Becky and them would fall the fuck apart. But I
Becky
mean,
and them would be.
if you look at if you look at the way natural hair is today, that is them figuring it out.
Yeah, and I love that. Don't get me wrong.
Just do it
I love
again.
natural hair. Actually, I love locks and natural hair, but that's what I'm telling on myself. But I'm telling on myself right now. But hi, baby. But anyway,
gotta make sure.
At this point.
Blink twice if you're okay. That's what I'm just saying.
I know she's probably watching. She's like, I have natural hair, honey. Yes, I know. I love y'all the same, but just saying. A man's got preferences. That's all I'm saying. But no, it's just though. I mean, this going back Thanos though. I can't. I mean, he is. Can we really say he's a villain now that we call him aggressive ass Captain Planet now? I don't know if I can call him a villain now. He's a guy that cares about the universe.
Somewhere, Captain Planet, the Don Cheadle version, is looking down upon him and saying,
this nigga spitting.
Was he
right? This nigga spitting. Right.
It's just I thought about that. It's like, can we really call him a villain now that we just realized that 5 infinity stones. Oh crap. He's Captain Planet.
He going to Gaia, he's like, you got to think big, bitch.
Nigga too goddamn small around here. These little 5 niggas ain't cutting. Look what Thanos is doing.
Oh my god! I think I broke the room.
Oh damn!
Oh god, it hurt. That hurt.
So that was the top. That was just some of the top ones, but just for shits and giggles.
Oh man!
I decided to add Lex Luthor. Was he wrong? He has a good point. Now here it is.
Well,
He creates a suit to fight off an alien that he's even said out loud he can turn on us at any time.
So this is the simp for Superman. Easy. That's easy. He don't care about anybody. He's
if the world's greatest hater, it would be Lex Luthor. If there was an award for best hater, it'd be Lex Luthor.
We might have somebody that can take that crown. But that's the animated and the comics version. However, the live action.
Oh wait, okay, him, yeah.
Oh no,
this
you thought I was putting the other one. No.
Oh God. Ooh, he who shall not be named.
Shout out to Michael Rosenbaum. He actually has a reasoning behind it because he's been lied to, and not just by his father, as we see throughout the 10 seasons of Smallville, but he's lied to by someone he considers his best friend. And when he finds out, he's just like, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
I don't care. Y'all made me this way.
But that's different though. That's slightly different. When you get lied to, betrayed, that birth of a villain. Can't argue that. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing of just saying, if you're going about the Smallville story, it's like, yeah, Clark didn't tell him. He found out. It's like, you at 2, Bruto. It's like you could have sat there and told me there's some Jump Street.
Like I told you how my father and my mother, like how my upbringing was. I told you everything. And here it was all this time.
Although, Luthor in itself, though, Luthor was always going to be that. He was always going to be the crux of Superman. It was like I said, anything Superman did, it was like his whole point was, it's like he had to somehow prove that Superman was flawed. Nobody's that good. Nobody's that righteous. Nobody's always going to be for, no extraterrestrial aliens is going to be for mankind all the time. He's eventually going to snap.
I will give credit where it's credit due. This other version does said, if he's all good, he's not all powerful, and if he's all powerful, he can't be all good.
Well, I mean, we saw that with Reds. We saw that with with Stories from Injustice, and of course with the death of Superman, and going into Kingdom Come and those other stories. I mean, you did see what would happen if Superman ever did go dark side. Which again, I was like, you just want to see Lex Luthor. It was Kingdom Come because Lex Luthor. They went to Lex Luthor and he said, "I almost says I told you so."
Yeah.
When they went to him, he's like, "How much is that?" I told you so.
I've been trying to tell y'all all this time. Y'all weren't listening.
Yeah,
like,
but
I'm a billionaire. Y'all weren't listening to me.
Nah, but Luthor was always interesting. But I will give him that though. He was always, he wasn't the quote unquote essential villain, but he was all reliable. If you need to have a villain, that was him. I'm about to put it that way. Versus
he is reliable.
Yeah,
he is reliable. He's truly the Teflon Don. I will say that. Like,
man.
He's like, oh yeah, put me in prison. You can't prove I did anything.
They
worked for you. That doesn't mean I'm them. They're their own person.
That was still weird
Nix.
here, President Luthor.
Yeah. Nix, what do you think, Lex Luthor?
I have to defend Luther because in my household, my wife is a big Luther stan. As a matter of fact, her and her family consider themselves the Luthers across the iterations of DC. My wife Keena being Lena Luthor. So
I like Lena. I really did like Lena.
She definitely would not let me come to bed tonight if I didn't defend Lex Luthor. So here's my spiel.
Ooh.
Luthor was
Mr. Luthor,
Metropolis's greatest son. He came up, he made a name for himself. You know, there's a very Trump-esque vibe to Luthor with his name being across all buildings and across all things. And, you know, he became this rich guy. He's about the preservation of Metropolis. He may have had some underhanded ways of doing this thing, but I'm doing this to see Metropolis thrive. I am just a man trying to do what's best for this city. And you let this immigrant come in here.
This foreigner.
This alien.
This man who, as we already said, he can't be all good and all powerful at the same time. And you give him the praise after all this shit I've done for y'all?
Nah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Kira.
This is he right question, correct?
Yeah.
No, he wrong. No, he wrong. He wrong.
He's wrong. It's flat out. He's wrong.
He's not being altruistic. He just wants to be top dog, and he's labeling it as though he's trying to protect everybody. He's a narcissist.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
But aren't most people who put on a cape and tights a little narcissistic?
No. And please don't make me defensive.
Oliver Queen would agree with that. Oliver Queen has actually said that. He was like, aren't you a little narcissist? You putting on cape and tights?
He did say that. He did say it to Superman at one point. So yeah. You got a point. Said
the narcissist to another narcissist? Are you kidding me?
Oliver Queen did say that to Superman during one of the I forgot what storyline it was, where he says, "Aren't you a little narcissist to be having a cape and tights?" Because it was a different Superman at the time. But no, Nix has got a point. I can't argue that, because even my beloved Batman is like, yeah, you are kind of a little bit of obsessed with
Mr. I am the night. Definitely a narcissist. I am vengeance. Like, nigga, calm down.
Hey, sometimes you gotta let the streets know. Sometimes you gotta let the streets know.
I don't see Superman as a narcissist. He's not. He's very much giving of. I hate Superman, by the way. He's very much giving of. I don't like that. I can't. And I hate the fact that I have to defend this motherfucker right now.
Well,
I do not like I don't like you.
Well, Kira just embodied some Luthor right there.
I don't, but no.
Well, Kira, to back you up though, it was only a alternate version of Superman. That's the reason why I was bringing that to
Oh no, that's irrelevant, baby. No, I hate him. It don't matter who plays him. He's still trash to me. I don't like him. We do not get along. We do not fucks with each other. No, thank you. Pass.
I would love to hear why.
He's boring. He's boring. I don't like him. He's boring. And he has no personality, in my personal opinion. Yeah. He's basic.
Okay.
I don't like it. But he's not a narcissist. I will give him that. He's not a narcissist. He's very altruistic. He very much is giving of himself and considerate of other people's feelings at any and all times. He tries to always be on the right side of the goddamn story.
Damn it.
Despite himself. Despite himself. Whatever. But that don't mean Luther's right. Luther's just an asshole. He just an asshole. That doesn't make you a villain. That just makes you that makes you sorry.
That's why I say Luthor is by far the biggest hater in DC.
Facts.
He is the biggest hater.
If Luthor is the biggest hater in DC, then I guess my guy must be the biggest hater in Marvel.
God damn, he is.
He is literally with a gold plaque and gold plaque and stand to match.
Ooh,
Dr. Doom.
That dude is a fucking narcissist. He wins all the contests. Holy shit. God damn. He won't even get out of his own damn way to help himself 9 times. Oh boy.
But I have to give him credit. I have to give him credit, especially what happened in Judgment Day AX, where the progenitor asked him, I love that line, where the progenitor asked him, he says, look, if you say right now that Reed Richards is smarter than you, you shall be saved. His response was laughing and walking away.
Fuck that noise.
From an actual God. And the progenitor says he believes it.
He said, I will never. I will never.
No.
I mean, to think about it, in a storyline where a God asks you a simple question, and if you answered it wrong, you was 86 on the spot. He laughed at a God's face and left. And the God acknowledged it like, yeah, he passes.
Yeah.
Just off that, he passed.
He's true to his word.
He's a real one. He's a real one out here.
That's why I said. That's why I agree with what Chris said. I'm like, if there was ever a biggest hater in Marvel, you can't top Doom.
Did you really think? Because I've read that entire series, and do you really think I expected nothing less?
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy who went to Mephisto and was like, "You are going to give me back my mother's soul. I don't give a damn what you say." And walked away with it.
Went to hell and beat him in his own spot.
And then turned around, looked at Thanos, and was like, let me rip your spine out, son.
Wish a nigga would. Wish a nigga would.
Rip your spine out, just to let you know where we stand. Like, I run this.
That was so crazy. He beat Mephisto so bad that Death said he had to go back.
Yeah,
that's bad.
You can't stay. It is way too much. You cannot stay here.
No, you fucking up the vibe, boo. You fucking up the vibe.
They literally will not mess with him in Latveria. They were just like, yeah, we're gonna take care. Stay out of there. Stay out of Doomstadt. Stay out of Latveria. Do not go there. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just don't go there. Why? Don't ask questions. Just don't.
So think about it, Doom really wasn't a villain. He just like, hey, there's a line. Don't cross it.
Yeah. It's like, what is it, Mephisto? You got a deal? Yeah, we'll go with that.
What's fucking crazy about Doom is, like you said, like, yeah, Doom said, here's a line, don't cross it. And Doom sometimes just moves the fucking line.
Yes, he does.
He just moves the line.
Yes, he does.
He'll just move the line.
He won't cross the line with Luke Cage. Ever since the $200 episode.
Wait, story time?
Okay, so back in the 70s, I have the entire compendium of Luke Cage, A Hero for Hire. And this was when Luke was just kind of just starting out. He was still in his silk shirt, tiara phase. And he didn't know who the Fantastic Four was. So Doom, or someone adjacent to Doom, hires him for $200 to take out the Fantastic Four. Now, now Luke being from Harlem, Luke was all about the smoke. He didn't care. He was for the smoke. Then he finds out, yo, these are the good guys. Then he finds out, yo, I didn't get paid. So he flies over to Latveria, kicks in the door of the castle, and literally says, sucker, where's my $200?
Like, that's not even a paraphrase. Like, that's
word for word.
That's what he said. Sucker, where's my $200?
This nigga flew to Latveria, which probably cost him more than the $200.
Exactly. He was like, it was the principality of him not getting his money.
You gonna pay me what you owe? You gonna pay what you
the
owe.
fact that he took the Fantastic Four's technology to get there. I'm like, you borrowed their ship to go there. If that is, like I said, like Chris said, if that is not the epitome of I don't care about the money, it's the fact that you're gonna pay what you owe. You're gonna pay what you owe.
Nigga, you owe me money.
Principalities.
Playing
my money is like sharing my emotions.
Right. That
family finances and food. Don't fuck with those things.
There you go.
Man.
That was and I know we're gonna do a part 2 to this because I really dig, and me and Nix, we always talking about villains and stuff, so that's how I know. I'm like, this is juice right here. I like this. I love it. I done heard people already say, like, I have the voice of a villain. I laugh like a freaking villain. There's no question. Especially as you get older, you kind of recognize.
We all had a point.
Well, they all had a point anyway.
Like they say, as a kid, you align with the heroes. As you get older, you understand the villains.
Harvey Dent was not wrong.
Neither was Sinestro.
Neither was Sinestro.
Sinestro just had an extreme way of going about it, but you ain't wrong.
Right.
Sinestro was
y'all got problems.
Black Manta was not a villain.
Black Manta was misunderstood.
Yeah.
He was misunderstood.
And he didn't even have daddy issues. He was just misunderstood.
If anybody out there dares to call Magneto a villain, I'm coming to you. I want all the smoke with you personally. I want one-on-one.
When Xavier can accept Magneto,
that's when you know he wasn't a villain. It's just a different ways going about it. That's all.
He's just having a bad day. He's cool. He's just mad.
I do love the fact that Magneto checked every mutant that tried to come across Charles, though. Whether it was in film or in comics, he checked every mutant.
Yeah.
Like
they was just like, yo, but they're like, that's my boy.
No. Y'all
we beef about y'all. You step that down.
I'll never forget when Omega Red was like, I can go over to his house and kill him right now as he stands. He says, you can touch everybody in that mansion, but if you touch Professor X's head, I will literally sever you down to the atom. I was like, damn. So everybody else is free game, but if you touch Professor X.
Yeah, that's my homie.
That's when they realize we're like, well, there's no reason.
I can kill the little Asian girl with sparkly fingers, but leave that nigga alone. Okay,
leave right. Wheelchair alone. Just
like I can't mess with.
I can fuck up the immortal Canadian, but leave Professor X alone.
Yeah.
Okay,
right. That's what I thought was so crazy. It's like the level of respect, because you never heard Professor X say, Magneto's not off limits. But anytime any of the Brotherhood or Dark Brotherhood or just the following that he had. Anytime Professor X got mentioned on a hit list, it was like either that mutant came up missing or they had to come to Jesus meeting, and you still didn't see him after that. That mutant disappeared.
They didn't touch him. You dare lay a finger on his skins, I will have you roasted.
But I agree with you, Nix. I couldn't call Magneto a villain because he was the same way. He was for the protection of mutants. He said if it meant that if I had to harm humans, so be it.
Magneto is literally Malcolm X.
But if you think about it, Magneto never started to fight.
No,
he never did. No. He never.
Every time smoke was brought to his table, he just said, "Okay, I'm up in the ante."
Yeah. So I will say that Magneto never
I'm
did.
Separating San Francisco. I'm separating San Francisco or New York from the rest of the land. I'm taking an asteroid out in space. I'm going on another planet to terraform it.
That was still crazy.
Coming to my doorstep.
I never understood Krakoa. It's like, wait a minute. Y'all telling me that mutants literally went to Mars, terraformed it, said, we're going to be cool here.
We don't want to mess with, we don't want none of what y'all got. We got our own.
And the people of Earth still couldn't leave him alone. They were just like, we got to go see what they doing. No, you don't.
No.
That's
like,
the part
I couldn't be in on a meeting like that, like at the staff meeting at the White House. They're just like, we need to do something about Mars. I'm like, no, we don't, Mr. President. We need to leave that alone.
Right.
You got enough problems, homie. Just stay in your lane.
Just worry about the inflation and stuff. We don't need this.
It's like, Mr. President, they left the planet.
I don't know about you,
but we can't even get there.
It's like, Mr. President,
you want to go there and Into what?
The problem literally fixed itself.
Yeah.
It's like, Mr. President, let me tell you the adage for my people. Don't start none, won't be none.
Right.
They left. Let's not.
Y'all didn't want them here. We ain't talking about me. I was fine. Y'all didn't want them here, so they left.
I've been like, you know what? You want to talk to them so bad? Send a couple of apple pies to the space station with a note.
Yeah.
Let them pick it up from there.
Yeah. You see that gate? That gate they got at Central Park. Just sit it right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
It's fine. It's fine.
They'll get the
I
message.
hope all is well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I hope all
That's
is well. Stop messing with them. Just leave them alone.
I'm like, don't send nothing about no HOA fees or nothing like that.
None of that.
Let it know.
Don't ask for nothing. Don't just be happy. They fine, man. So we get ready to get out of here. This is going to be a part 2. This is
because I'm going to drop in private chat because this is actually an idea I had a long time ago anyway about a villain misunderstood this in the private chat. Now I just dropped all the names that I have.
Yeah.
We talked about a good few of them, but there are some that I would love to dive into whether they are misunderstood or are actually a true villain.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is why I rock with Knicks because the vibe. They like.
Can I add one more that might be questionable?
Oh yes, please.
Daenerys from Game of Thrones at the end.
Oh
yes. Power
yes,
absolutely.
We may have to invite someone from the S9E97 clan to
bring
talk
it
about
on.
that.
We got to do that.
Yeah,
we got to do that.
Like, we can add Targaryen, although you know, in her case,
we got
that child.
Well,
that child had a ride.
Let me text Teffy and see what she doing.
Oh yeah,
no, she got some smoke.
That child had a ride. Ooh,
oh man! So before we get out of here, let's get everybody send off. We'll start it off with you, Will. Let me get you over here. All right.
Oh, me? I was like, you said me, but Kira popped up.
I'm like, what?
Well, see, every time I click that box, it doesn't matter who's where. It just randomly picks a person. I'm like, that's not what.
All right, I got you. Okay, well, guys, I can be found Blackface447 on all socials. I do have a couple of podcasts of my own that can be found on YouTube or on Facebook by their names. How the Frack We Got Here, Get Bit Podcast, and of course the Off Limits podcast. But yeah, follow me, subscribe, and I'm usually associated with either Chris or Kira, especially Kira because I talk to her a lot more and the Discord that she will discuss momentarily. Yeah. But yeah, check me out. Kind of fun sometimes.
Oh man, my man Nix, what's going on?
Yo, Nix, Do You Speak Geek? Podcast content creation across multiple social media platforms and YouTube. The podcast is a bit MIA right now because I'm busy working on these fucking awards. BYSG Awards, baby, streaming
December 10th,
1 p.m. It's gonna be a fucking blast. The winners have been counted and selected. I've even reached out to a few winners who are willing to show up and accept their awards, which is gonna be fucking amazing. But yeah,
that's always fun.
Yeah, the podcast will definitely be back after that. We're gonna jump right into the beginning of the year with the interviews. I know people have missed those, so I'm gonna be doing those again. And Dono has promised to come back to do 28
Dono,
dude. He has promised to come back and do 20 days of Black cosplay again, where he picks the cosplayer every single day and just says how dope they are.
Dono, man, that little dude. I was just like, he's getting it. He's getting it. I like this little guy. I like him. He gets it, man. I'm like, I love this dude. So check him out, man. Kira.
Hi, hello. Good evening. I am Kira Brown of House Brown. And you can catch me here on Blerd's Eye View every Tuesday and Thursday. I currently have a chat room, audio room that I host on Fanbase every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a vibe. Different topics every week. You can also find my Room Full of Blerds handle on everything. Instagram, Twitter, Hive now, and because Twitter's dying. R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Black Twitter.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's the only thing I'm gonna miss is Black Twitter.
Black Twitter is coming to Hive, and what's the other one? Montecero, Brontosaurus,
something like that. Mastodon.
There you go, Mastodon. And I do have a Discord. It is by invite only. Only the best. And yeah. Oh, I have a podcast that I need to finish. Called Child of Mandalore. It is on all the things: Spotify, Apple Music, and I think Amazon too. Recently
should be
yeah. So all those things, it's fun, it's a good time. I do voices also. Okay, bye.
It's your favorite neighborhood Blerd, your man up north, the man on the wall, Chris Fury, and you can catch me here on IG. Go to Blerd's Eye View and you can find the link tree. But guess what, since I'm being such an ostentatious host, you can go Facebook, Blerd's Eye View Podcast. You can catch us on Twitch, Blerd's Eye View 1, and you can check us out. Just go to the opulenceradio.com, download the app. It's completely free. You can hear past episodes, current episodes, all day Tuesdays and all day Thursdays, all day past episodes. And guess what? We're counting down to episode 100.
Yay!
And it's going to be a party. Oh, no. If you know how we rock, then you know how we rock. Shout out to our sponsors at ultimatewireless.com. Check them out down there. They got some dope tech equipment, earpods, games, controllers, earphones, all that stuff. So
I want sponsors.
Hi. Hit him up. My man Damon Davis in the building. He does his thing. He shows love. But once again, I want to thank my guests, Black Fox, Big Will. I want to thank my man Nix from Do You Speak Geek. Thank you, Kira. This is definitely going to be a part 2.
Yeah.
And
hey, feel free to keep that list, brother. Keep that list.
I'm there.
Copy paste, man. Copy paste.
Nick's had some people on that list. I'm like, okay.
It's let me do that right now. It's a glorious thing when I get to talk about villains and just have so much fun with it because
there's one up there. Ooh, boy.
I think I know who it is too. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel and to the Twitch channel. Show your love. More Furious reacts and reviews coming up. The holidays are done. Don't worry. I got a few coming up the can. I'll be doing a react for the Mario trailer has finally dropped. So I'm going to do a review and react to that one.
God bless you.
I will. And yeah. And I got to take the good with the bad, no matter what it looks like.
Take the salt with the sugar.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot of salt.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
I hope you got your water pills.
I got water. Wash that down.
You're gonna need an insulin shot.
But I'll be doing a review on Wednesday as well. I don't know, Kira, you didn't watch Wednesday yet, did you? You didn't watch it.
I did. I did watch it. I was trying to be quiet.
Okay. We'll probably do that one Thursday then, because we're back for Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I left Twitter off on purpose.
It's so hot.
I go there every now and then and just like, hey, hi everybody, and see you. I'm like, all right. For the record, Indigenous People Day just passed, and I want to put something in the wind here because I've seen a video. You do not put chitlins and mac and cheese. I'm just saying, I see some stuff.
Getting their card taken.
I don't know what card. Like, one, I don't even eat chitlins.
No one does.
You'd be surprised.
Shit, you'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
You really be surprised how, especially in the South, you'd be surprised.
Oh, no.
I live in VA from North Carolina. You would be surprised how many niggas love booty noodles.
And especially, and I'm in the South. That's look, I got ostracized because I don't like chitlins.
They
Right?
will fight.
How you gonna
They
get more
will
than me?
fight.
Ostracized.
They will fight.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
They will sit there and clean 20 pounds and it'll shrink down
Man.
to 5 and they will fight.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's why you can't eat everybody's food.
No.
You can't eat.
and literally in the video, the brother says, I think it was his mom or his aunt. He said they let somebody in the family make the mac and cheese, and that's what they put it. And I'm like, how and why?
They chose violence.
Just say you don't love us. Just say that.
That's the first. That's how the first 48 starts.
You know how you go to the family's house and the uncles is down there playing spades, and you ain't never played spades and they want you to play spades.
Ooh.
It's that level of violence. It's that level.
That's how you get shot or stabbed.
Yeah. You
get shot or stabbed over a game of spades.
Yeah, and then there's another one where there was a Mayo family who literally covered the turkey in mayo, and everybody in the family was like, "Yo, where's the seasoning?"
You man, we're gonna brine it. No, that mayo. Look,
it was one dude, and I was going to say,
wait. Hold on. I'm a sticker for my brine. Hold on. My turkey comes out.
They had no. The mom literally said, "There's seasoning on it." The dad, the sons, they all had the one son. He was clearly in the video. He had to look like, "You got to be kidding me." And they were of the male complexion. So I'm like, there's a come to Jesus moment going on here. When the father was like, she's like, "There's pepper on it." It's pepper dust. That's what's on it.
If you find one or two people, therefore there must be some.
They know something. They know something that mama don't, and no booty news in the.
Far be it from me to defend, the Hellman's clan, but we were a little guilty this year too. I saw this one lady on Twitter, the other more fair light skin complexion. She's a lighter night skin, and she was actually cleaning collard greens.
Oh, in the tub.
In the tub. Nigga.
In the tub though.
And the boyfriend was cheering her the fuck on.
Wait a minute. And on that one, I gotta.
Don't you put that on us!
Ooh.
In the tub though.
Straight further from the Lord every day.
Of all the Southern Baptist 50-gallon pots that you can find that are at your local Goodwill store for $3.25,
how many people are you cooking for?
That you need to do a tub?
Because first of all, if you got a tub full of collard greens and you cook them, it's going to reduce to half.
It's true, but when you clean it, you don't,
Yeah, exactly that.
You don't.
There's a phrase called "you don't shit where you eat."
Yes,
that applies to everything.
And here I was complaining about people trying to deep fry frozen turkeys and watching my fire department in my neighborhood from my parents' house get busy that night. Because I've seen guys literally and figuratively take ice cold turkeys and drop them into boiling pots of oil and just, and then they're surprised why it's on fire. I'm just like,
here's a PSA for people that's frying turkeys as well. If you're using propane and you're frying it outside, here's a thought. Once your oil reaches temperature, cut your fire off. It's not going to change the temperature of the oil. Slowly drop your turkey in, then cut your fire back on.
My personal favorite, don't fill up the whole freaking thing
with oil.
Thank you.
Don't fill it up. The turkey's gonna take up 90% of the doggone pot.
It's called science. It's called volume.
I mean, it's bad, especially here in the South. We had to have PSAs, and I kid you not, especially here in Tennessee, they did commercials where 7 days. This is your 7-day countdown to take your turkeys out of the deep fryer and let them thaw out. Look, I love Tennessee, but it's progressively backwards. We had to have a 30-second PSA on when to take turkeys out by our fire department. That's saying a lot.
Y'all different.
Jesus.
Oh, we are. Don't get me wrong. We are running straight off Cumberland Punch. I'm not gonna lie to you about that.
Well, on that note, we will be back Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Check us out. Give a share. Show your love. Thank God that day is over with. We're going to be doing another part 2 to these misunderstood people of the villain persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you. Doom thanks you. How you doing, Doom? I think no one. Okay, that's fine. All right, until then, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. This is Chris Fury with the crew. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Nix, for stepping in. Thank you, Kira, for coming on in her most Slytherin of glory.
Thank you.
And until Thursday, when we got something always popping off with us as we do our countdown to 100. We're out of here.
Thanks.